Okay, welcome to the KDL Season 2. Oh, I can hear some feedback on my end here, but we are live and we are excited today for what is looking to be a good game. We have ItzyBitzySpiders on the blue side versus Henry Sucks on the red side here. And today I am joined with Ali, how do you say your name, sorry? Al Monies from the SDC, the Stardust Crusaders. Going into this game, both teams here, definitely some of the stronger teams here that we do have in the tourney. I really am hoping for a good game. Typically what we've seen from both teams are very successful and thought out game plans that have led to these huge utilizations with these comps. And not only just the comps, but major game plans, what they have come in strategy-wise and macro-wise, and what they're looking to just kind of bring to the entire tourney as a whole. So I feel like we are going to be having a lengthy game, but a good game at that,
Yeah. Which team is Stu a part of? Henry Sun?
ItzyBitzySpiders.
So when I watched ItzyBitzySpiders last week, they were like heavy early, which I was pretty impressed with. I think they had like Elise, or was it J4? Yeah, they had the Elise that game, and they just kind of steamrolled through it. Like, they just really clean early game, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. The Ezreal coming out once again.
Yeah, and I just want to remind Twitch chat that we do have Valorant drops, so _ hydrated drop.
Wait, what, really?
No,
that's kind of high.
No, I'm just trolling. But but we are going to be seeing that first pick. Ezreal, we did see a very successful Ezreal pick, last week when ItzyBitzySpiders did verse the Degens army, and we did see Stu actually on a grasp Ezreal. Now I'm kind of curious to see if we're going to see anything different here. I definitely think that there's a lot of prospect for a change. But I don't think that you would want it, already we're seeing huge sustained comps with this Sejuani and the Rakan. So it would be interesting to see Conqueror just kind of, taking down their health, but I wouldn't be too surprised if we did see that grasp again.
Yeah, I definitely think it depends on like the rest of the front line for the start of the draft, but as of right now, you're probably not taking it. I don't know if you see like San maybe or Zach top.
Right. Twitch chat, I do want to just ask you guys, if you guys can, please do let us know how everything is sounding and how everything looks for today's cast. This is kind of a last second thing on my part especially, so I apologize if you do see any changes that you are not used to seeing. We were supposed to have this new schedule, casting wise, a new setup, but unfortunately I kind of dropped the ball today, and we will hopefully get it for tomorrow and the following game on Sunday. But leading into week 3, that is the final week that we do have for these kind of, so to speak, free games. I think a lot of these teams are thinking that these are kind of free games to warm up, to practice on, to kind of scrim on. And, once we actually get through with week 3, as we are actually seeing something happening here. I'm not quite sure what's happening. They possibly could have, avoided the draft or messed up the draft here. But still, after that week 3, we will be seeing playoffs start. And when playoffs start, it's all going to be based off of your ranking and your standing. And currently, both of these teams are actually situated on the top of the top, 1-0 here. They actually do resume without actually having to do anything. They might just need to redo their bans, though. But
Quick question. So can you explain to me, like, because I know we're in the round robin stage, what happens after that?
So after round robin, so we have three weeks. So you'll be facing 3 teams. Again, we are seeing cancel here. I'm not quite sure what's happening. But afterwards, you are going to be seeded based on your ranking. So teams that actually, unfortunately, do go 3 losses in total, so 0 and 3, will be cut out. I'm pretty sure that's the schedule. So, the bottom 2 do get cut out, unfortunately. So I think that teams that do go like 1-2, I think you're safe. But if you're definitely in that 0-3 range, you have a lot to worry about. Obviously, if you're 3-0, you have nothing to worry about for that draft. Currently, all the teams that are at the top are the 1-0 teams. the Lunatics did verse postpone yesterday, and they did win. So they came off of a loss last week, and they won this week. So now they're 1-1. But they're still not situated as high as those 1-0 teams, because like the way it goes is those 1-0 teams have yet to face their second match, right? So there's the possibility of them actually getting 2-0. So like, let's take this game for example. Both of these teams here, the ItzyBitzySpiders and Henry Sucks, are 1-0. So, you know, looking at a standings or looking at the ladder right now, theoretically speaking, both of these teams would be above Lunatics, even though Lunatics does have the same amount of wins. It's kind of a confusing thing, but because Lunatics played 2 games already, they would be lower than the team that has only played 1 game.
Yeah. So no matter what happens, like today, we're gonna have 2 teams who are gonna be 2-0 by the end. Because
yeah, 1,000%. Yeah. So no matter what, 2 teams are going to be 2-0. You know, in this game, both teams are 1-0. So one of these teams will actually be dropping down to 1-1. I don't know the other team later on in the day. Let me just double check here. Never Lose versus Stardust Crusaders. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the Stardust Crusaders as well are 1-0. So yeah, so 2-0 for 2 teams today, and then 1-1. So the teams that are 1-1 will be kind of getting that second place with the Lunatics. So basically, it's kind of confusing, but basically, if you are 1-0 currently, you're, you know, 1 on the ladder. If you're 1-1, you're 2 on the ladder.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys would be 1-0. And, you know, as the weeks kind of go on, it'll be more organized, you know, as you play more games. So we probably will be having like a 3-way tie for second place with like Lunatics, whoever wins this game and whoever wins the next game, because you guys would be 1-1. But it's tricky. It's kind of a complicated system. I don't know if per se like I would have liked it more than like just having groups. I think groups would be really, really cool. But at that same time, you know, you don't want to have a lesser team go against some of these stronger teams here. And today we are seeing, you know, entirely strong teams, 1-0 all around the board. Also, I do want to kind of comment here what we are seeing. If you did not join us, you know, 30 seconds ago, we were having some complications with the drafting. So sorry, I'm hiccuping. But they did end up redoing the draft, so it actually resumes your picks but does not resume your bans. So those first 3 bans on both teams are the exact same. We are now seeing that new ban on that Wukong. You know, Nyan, aka Rave, did play that Wukong against the Degen's army. So not only are we seeing that Ezreal from last game, but we are kind of seeing that remnant of that Wukong. And that Wukong, actually, the optimization on those items was so, you know, thought out and well done, because he actually had a Bladed the Rune King on top of that Wukong that basically took out any tanks top lane, especially a really, really tanky Mundo.
If you're Itzy here, are you banning Xayah?
I think if you're the ItzyBitzySpiders, you want to deny that duo synergy, especially since you already have an Echo and you have a Nautilus, because that Xayah will essentially just be cucking your Nautilus, you know, post 6.
Yeah, definitely.
Pre 6, you know, that's an alright matchup. You always had that Ezreal E, and you can always punish the Rakan if he goes too far forward. But then again, you had to think about it. The empowered auto attacks and the empowered speed, yeah, and we will be seeing that Xayah ban that Rakan gets if Xayah is allowed, but thankfully she will not be allowed today.
Who is Julie? And why does chat love them so much?
Well, Julie is actually, you know, the biggest e-girl in the tourney right now.
Oh, word.
Yeah, so
I understand now.
Yeah, it's actually really cool.
But they're also really high ranked too.
Oh, 1,000% they are. I think that, you know, Julie, jokes aside, is a Diamond 2 or Diamond 3 player, something like that. They might be one of the highest ranked, you know, players that we will see in this tourney, but it's based off of MMR, so the team cumulative MMR cannot exceed Plat 1. So theoretically speaking, you could have like, I don't know, 3 Diamond 4s, and then have like 2 bronzies like with them, 2 people in bronze or iron or something, and it'll still be below that because it'll probably equal out to like Plat 2 at most, or Plat 3 or something like that. But still, I think both of these teams are pretty evenly matched here. I definitely think that both teams, have a set
Okay.
goal in this game and know what lanes that they want to punish. Now it's just a matter of actually being able to accomplish that. Because you do have a lot of peel on the side of Henry Sucks. You have that Malzahar spell shield, the Sejuani just tanking ability. It's not as strong, but you do still have that Rakan E with whoever is this AD. And honestly, looking at this, I would,
Vayne.
yeah, I was just about to say, I would not be surprised if we did see that Vayne. And then kind of getting into that 3-minute spectator delay, I will go over, what we will be seeing here, especially with that Vayne. That Vayne into the Ezreal matchup is really good. You may not think it's good because of how squishy she is early on and how much punish they can actually deal to her. But what she lacks early game, she more than, accomplishes late game, especially when she's going to be destroying your Shen, your Nautilus, and peeling her ass off. Because I think that week 1, we had a Vayne who was just going off and was peeling off the Olaf. It was just incredible to see.
Yeah, it's one of the great things about Vaynes. You get her into one of those like lanes where they're not instantly killing you. Hopefully Nihilus doesn't drop on top of you. But if not, it's just gonna be Ezreal farming, stacking tier. Once you hit mid game, your mid game's like 10 times better than Ezreal's because you're Vayne. You're destroying these tanks.
Yeah. Do you guys have any little tips and tricks that you guys want to leak here for your opponents in the next game? Just are you trying to say that Tanner's gonna go on Vayne or something?
Oh, I actually have no clue what Tanner's gonna play.
Oh, okay.
So I leave like when we do champion select, I leave all that up to him. Literally.
I feel you. But it's interesting that you guys say that you guys don't really have a game plan. I feel like both of these teams though, definitely like looking at the draft, it seems that Henry Sucks more so knows what they wanted to play versus ItzyBitsy. Not to say that ItzyBitsy hasn't drafted properly or hasn't thought out their draft, but I feel like they definitely wanted the Xayah on the side of Henry Sucks, especially with that Rakan pick, because typically you don't want to just blind a Rakan if you don't have that Xayah. It doesn't really make any sense, but it is very good that you did get that Vayne, because late game, that percentage health on top of the Ginsu's, on top of the Bork, is going to be doing so much for you, especially against a Grasp Ezreal too. I'm thinking it's a Grasp at least. I could be wrong here, but still, it's very nice when the Echo E's forward. You can condemn him. You can kind of condemn Lissandra when she E's forward. It's all about timing here, but it's definitely going to be an interesting bot lane. Based on the draft currently, in your opinion, who do you see winning this game? Like, what is your prediction?
Doesn't look like much is gonna happen early game. I wouldn't expect them to really fight until like maybe 12 minutes, maybe first dragon, and probably at that point, I don't know. Henry Sucks. They're like level 6 in team fighting. It seems a lot stronger than Itzy's.
Yeah, I
and
think...
if they get cornered into like having to fight for objectives early on, it just seems kind of not feels good, man.
Yeah, I think when you're looking at the ItzyBitsy team, it's interesting that you talked about those post-6 skirmishes, because that's really important. They mainly have a comp that's like peel for the Ezreal, peel for the Echo pretty much. When you're looking at that, yes, Lissandra does do damage, and she does do flat-out damage, but your bursting champs and your bursting backline for the most part, even though you don't really want your jungle to be backlining, is definitely going to be your Echo and your Ezreal damage. I feel like if you're ItzyBitsy, you are relying incredibly hard on having both of your primary carries, especially in this match. Get to that Vayne, get to the Malzahar, and hopefully get to the Kennen. I think definitely priority 1 needs to be Vayne if you do want to facilitate well thought out team fights and things like that. But still, it's going to be interesting to see here, as we are 15 seconds away from the match here. In my honest opinion, looking at both teams here, I feel like I really like the Vayne pick, but at the same time, I don't, I'm looking at the jungle matchup, and I really like how much bursting ability Echo can do, especially really early on, pre-level 3 or pre-first back with that Sejuani, as we will see, some scuttle contests or things like that here. I am going to, unfortunately, have to restructure, our overlay that we do use in the tournament. Just for one quick second, though.
Hey,
and
Conquer.
then we will get in. Oh, is it actually Conquer Ezreal?
Yes.
Oh, okay, thank God it is the Conqueror. Oh, and that's a Glacial Augment too in the mid lane versus, just an Electrocute. Lissandra can go the Electrocute, or actually it's interesting. Lissandra can go Aftershock, Electrocute, and she can also go Glacial if she does decide to go GLP or Twin Shadows. But it's interesting to see here that she does want to get, that kill lane pressure. Both teams also rocking double TP here as well.
One thing
And
I didn't really like say anything about was like Shin. I low key feel like he's so powerful in these
yeah.
tournament matches because just having two TPs and having someone who's gonna immediately jump on your carry, I'm really thinking like, oh man, my AD carry is getting gank bot. Just got hit by Rakanal, Shin'Ul. It's so powerful.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's not even about the two TPs. It's about having three TPs in this game, right? It's like if that Shen's ult is down,
Yeah.
he still has the TP potential to come in. If his TP is down, he can still ult. You're just kind of, this is one of those games where it pays to know cooldowns. And I feel like obviously not everyone knows the cooldown of the Shen ultimate in this game. But it's going to be really important to be pinging those. Because I feel like the second that you do not ping it, you're going to be losing track of it. And then, unfortunately, you're going to be getting into these skirmishes where you will be, having to deal with that Shen when the time comes down to it. Because if the Lissandra comes down, it's whatever. You do have that Malzahar with the TP to match her TP. There's not much he can do, when she ease forward and you're trying to chase that. But still, that Shen on top of the Ezreal or even on top of that Echo will definitely do a lot for the bot lane skirmishes. We are just waiting on, loading in here. Someone does have a potato PC tier today.
Yeah, I was really gonna ask, are we still loading in?
Yeah, we are. We are not. We are not lagging, ladies and gentlemen. We are just loading in.
100.
Yeah, it has now just hit 100, but again, I will need to just quickly adjust the overlay before we can actually get into it. There we go. That should be good, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry again here. But the game of today, if you are just joining us, is going to be Henry Sucks on the red side, and it's ItzyBitzySpiders on the blue side here, as we are seeing a little bit of friendly banter here in chat. But it does look like, we are seeing a standard 5-point from Henry Sucks versus, what looks to be an invade here with the Nautilus moving down here.
Quick question: how do I show items or like the scoreboard up?
So what do you mean? Like gold or?
Yeah, just like
Okay, so gold is going to be
like
X.
everyone's items.
Yeah, so gold is X, and then everyone's items is going to be O. O and then hit U so that you don't see the time controls.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, no worries, bro. And if you want to zoom out, it's going to be Control-Shift-Z, and then zooming in or zooming out. Yeah, little tips for you guys as well in chat if you do not know. Chat, let's try our best to make today's streams some of the most viewed streams here that we will have in the KDL week 2. We've been really going strong, so I want to thank everyone on behalf of everyone who's a part of the cast, who's a part of just generally helping out here, because we have not been able, we haven't had a bad stream yet or a bad set of games. Maybe the postponed versus Lunatics game. Maybe, because that was a bad game on my part. I'm not gonna lie. But but for the most part, everyone has been doing good, as we are going to be seeing an unfortunate pause here. Maybe we do some giveaways if we actually are able to if we actually manage to hit, let's say 45 to 50 viewers. We could do some RP giveaways. But we are seeing Sean here on the side of Henry Sucks already rage quit at 1 minute and 43 seconds in.
Sean, what would you like to talk about while we Chill
Um,
out here in the pause.
we actually could look forward to the next match here. We do have our next match today at just about, I believe it's in an hour or so, right? It's
I think it's 9:30 or 10, one of the two.
Yeah,
It's definitely gonna be 10
I think it's
now.
scheduled for 9:30 here. It is going to be the Stardust Crusaders versus Never Lose. Will Never Lose finally face their first loss? They did have a lot to say in the post-game interview coming off of their first win. They were very confident, so I'm really hoping that the confidence carries over. But at the same time, you have the the third place, winners of the season one here looking
Dang,
to kind of
third
get back
place.
to it. Yeah, the Promise X Twice did manage to overcome the depths of the losers bracket. They lost in the first round. Then they played so many matches just to get back into that third place match, and they did win the third place title last season. So you're versing the third place winners of the last season of the tourney, and you're a newer team if you are Never Lose. So I feel like the momentum is shifted towards the Stardust Crusaders for sure. But at the
Yeah,
same time. Sorry, go
we
ahead.
played them in scrims.
Mm-hmm.
They're the only team that we scrimmed. There was like for 3 games. It was really fun, actually. I'm not gonna lie, really competitive.
Mm-hmm.
We beat them game 1. Game
Mm-hmm.
2 they stomped us, and then game 3 was just like crazy, crazy, crazy close, like slow burn, like maybe 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But they're definitely the hardest team I've played in this tournament so far. Granted, I've only played 3 teams, literally. So it's definitely gonna be an interesting game no matter what.
Yeah, I feel like all the teams this tourney have been, about equal level. Yes, there are some outliers for sure, as we kind of get into the later weeks and we do see the stronger teams kind of rise up, or, teams that we thought were not really there and lacking, and they do come back. But I think for sure right now, in the early weeks or even in the early stages of the tourney, there are a lot of good teams and a lot of good players here, and it's good to see that no one team is definitively going to crush the next. You come into all of these games with the prospect of, okay, yeah, for the most part both teams can win if they execute something well done, or have a set game plan. But last season it was kind of coin flip, and I think a lot of people would agree where there were certain teams that just go next. It felt like when you were drafting, it felt like it's already over, and it's very exciting to see as we do get new players, as we kind of do grow the community. We do have a lot of nice new faces, and we do have a lot of nice games in general. No games are really stomps until they actually do manage to become stomps in game.
Yeah. Last year when I subbed for Tanner's team, I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I played a few scrims, and I was just messing around, and we were just like hard stomping. But
Right.
now it's like I can't even mess around anymore in our scrims or in tournament, because it's always really close.
Mm-hmm. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, we are currently paused. We are waiting on Sean the Malzahar on the side of Henry Sucks. But we will be having another game in an hour or so, and that is going to be Stardust Crusaders versus Never Lose. So definitely we are having a double header tonight, ladies and gentlemen. First time in the Chord's history, in the tourney's history for that matter. Who are you hoping wins next game? Yeah, it's tough. I think that you're
That's
more
a
so
tough
hoping
one.
for Never Lose, right?
I don't think I want Tanner to win, so
Yeah, true.
no, I really do hope we. I want to go far. I really hope we
Right,
do well.
right. He finally reconnected. Do you guys realistically, mini interview, but do you guys see yourselves progressing far enough to, contest the finals here?
If you ask me or the team, you'll get 2 different answers. Because I don't know everyone, and based off my small sample size, I would say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, the only team that we've lost to is the team we're about to play, and
Right.
besides from that, it's been pretty solid. But
Right.
again, I don't know every team. I don't know all the players yet, so I really can't judge it. Tanner thinks we're a solid team. We're not for fun. We're for winning.
Mm-hmm.
Those are his words. So.
Well, you guys do have a lot of confidence, obviously, coming off of that week 1 game here, with that victory. But it's good to see that, everyone is in a position where they're like, we can win this. You know, you may feel like you're not really there yet because of, you know, scrim results, but that always could change. You know, things could happen where it comes to a point where you're like, we actually do have a really good chance. And I feel like both of these teams here that we're seeing and the games later on too are kind of resonating the same mentality where it's like, we feel like we actually could win this, and I feel like because of how passionate Tanner is, and because of how passionate, you know, all these teams have been in the tourney, it's anyone's game. You know, you could play insanely, but at the same time, if you don't really have a good mental, it all could come crashing down here. As we are seeing a little quick trade here, Rakan will W away, gets hooked with that Nautilus Q, is stunned up underneath the tower, and will just tank one shot, but that's not even going to do a lot to him. Remember that Grasp Ezreal is not available this time around, but Rakan is forced to proc one of his biscuits already here.
Yeah, this is kind of what you expect from the Ezreal Vayne lane. You kind of hope that you get like that early damage on them, and hopefully it amounts to a kill, but you just take what you can get right now.
Right.
As long as you're like forcing Vayne under tower. Best case scenario is you kill them, but I mean, like, realistically speaking, like, that's kind of hard to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something to note here as well is you definitely don't want to be having that Vayne, you know, just free farm. You basically want to be treating the lane as if you're laning versus a Nasus. Obviously, not going, you know, okay, random message there. But obviously, you know, you don't really have to worry about letting him just stack that on that Q because it's a different champion entirely. But still, you definitely... Oh, little skirmish here, getting hooked with that W from that Nautilus. Will go forward here. Vayne instantly popping heal. The flash comes forward from the Rakan... sorry, from the Vayne, but it's not enough to kill that Ezreal. He does have flash available, but he is just going to be looking for a back here instead.
I definitely think it's really scary if you're the Ezreal lane and you just keep the wave frozen on Vayne. If it's not pushing into the tower and she gets to tumble forward, like, that's really not so good for your lane.
Is she? Oh my god, that's a flash forward from the Shen. Will instantly lock up on that Sejuani, who did decide to back on top of her ward. She does not have sweepers, so she is unable to see it. She is going to be purchasing sweepers now, but that is going to be first blood to the side of ItzyBitzySpiders at 4 minutes in. Lissandra eating forward. The W will proc as well as the Q. Malzahar can only you know, auto attack right now. Does not have anything available in terms of mana, but neither does Lissandra, luckily, and they're just going to be able to disengage that. Yeah, for the most part, pretty, you know, short trades from all of the lanes here. Actually, Echo coming up here top lane might actually be looking for a repeated gank here. W from Echo will go out. Shen has already stunned him. The E forward will stun him on that last tick of it. Flash coming out from that Echo will secure on top of that Kennen, who did decide to flash away as well here.
Yeah, that's a really good start for the top side. Like, and now let's see if they can like bring it over to the bot side as well. They might be in trouble, might not. But everywhere else is pretty even, or like in the mid lane.
You know, for the most part, this game is going the way of ItzyBitzySpiders, especially when you are looking, you know, top lane wise. I feel like Ezreal, sorry, not Ezreal, Echo has definitely punished the top lane for overextending or just in backing in general over wards. E from the Lissandra will go forward, as well as the Malzahar Q and that E on top of her. So she does have Malzahar E, and she is kind of going to be forced to disengage here. Looking mid here, I'm not really sure what Sejuani is doing. She may think that she is in lane. Lissandra will be spotted on the scuttle here. Is going to be warding deep on the blue here. Sejuani may look for this. Will connect with that Q, but the W comes out from the Lissandra here. Malzahar roaming up. Does have ultimate available. Lissandra will go over. Pink ward is going to be deciding to clear it. Echo, meanwhile, has joined the skirmish with the Nautilus here. Sejuani has recognized that he is coming down as well and is forced to run away. So that is a free pink ward to Lissandra, and good roam from that Nautilus to recognize, you know, if you do want to go in on my Echo, I'm right here, so we can fight whenever you want to.
Yeah, really good map awareness from the bot side there to make the roam up there. Are we going to see a gank in the bot lane now, though?
Yeah, we possibly may be able to see this here. Echo is setting up, but he is going to be deciding to kind of back off as the duo from Henry Sucks decides to also back up. And remember, they do have a ward on that blue buff as well on the side of the ItzyBitzySpiders. So if Sejuani does want to go for that blue, it will be taken out here. But I think that they might sweep. No, they are not going to be sweeping. So they actually just got revealed. And really questionable play here. Rakan actually went over and used the Blast Cone. So Sejuani can no longer enter that way with the Blast Cone in the bot lane for any ganks. She is going to be forced to either go around, which forces her to get spotted on top of that ward, or just Q, which basically, you know, eliminates a lot of that pressure in your lane for those ganks.
I'm pretty sure both junglers are gonna hit level 6 next game. Echo's already level 6.
Yeah.
Do you think that they you think Red Side makes a play bot for early draft?
Well, you know, assuming that they did not take that Blast Cone, 1000%. I think that you really want to be pressuring for that mountain, especially when you do have, that tanky Sejuani. Your comp is not as tanky as the ItzyBitzySpiders, so it's actually better for them, as we are going to be seeing Shen go forward. W from Echo will go out. The E from the Kennen will, allow him to get a little bit of movement speed and move away here. Actually, might get engaged on by that Echo. The E forward and the Q will not connect. But yeah, as I was saying here, if you did not use that Blast Cone, force something bot lane, incredibly fast here, especially with the 6 on the Sejuani, and then go straight to the mountain. Seeing Echo top lane is probably your best bet right now. Q from that Nautilus will connect top lane. Echo is moving up towards that Kennen. E will not connect on him, but instead will connect on his ward here. Malzahar is roaming around bot lane. They saw Echo twice now top lane, so they feel like they can entirely take this as the blue ward. Yeah, the blue ward just expired as well, and bot lane really can't move. Lissandra might be able to move, but that should be, first dragon for the side of Henry Sucks.
Yeah, and they didn't lose anything for it at all, literally. A little bit of pressure top.
Oh, we may actually see the kill here. The ultimate from that Kennen moving forward. The W will connect and stun him down underneath tower, but it's not enough to kill him. Kennen did not have flash, so he really can't, follow that up or even go deep for it. And it may actually be good that he did not. Echo is invading on the red buff here as it is up. Kind of going back to what I was saying pre-mountain, though. I think that it's worse if you allow the ItzyBitzySpiders to get it, especially with their tanky sustainable comp. You don't want to have that Shen getting the extra resistances. You don't want to allow Nautilus getting extra resistances. W from Echo will go out, will catch this Kennen. No flash available. 5 seconds till his flash actually comes up, gets locked up by that Shen. Is actually going to go down to that Kennen, as well as another Dark Harvest stack for him. That is a 0 into Kennen. He is leading by 11 CS, but at the same time, looking around the map, mid is getting shoved in hard, and Echo feels like he can just commit for this Rift Herald.
I'm interested to see where they use the Rift Herald, though, because as of right now, your bot lane's getting kind of stagnated, stuck in the middle, or they're pushing it. Top lane's kind of, you would need to get a kill there, and mid lane's even as well, so he probably has to play top side at this point.
Lissandra going forward with that E, will connect on that W ultimate, comes out from both sides here. Sejuani going to be going right over the Raptor wall, will connect with an ultimate flash coming out from that Nautilus, will lock up on top of that Malzahar. Why did Malzahar go back? Oh my god, we got ourselves a skirmish here. Vayne in the back line doing her best right now. The flash coming forward, the Ezreal flash has caught up to her. 1Q will do it, auto attack will do it, but an Echo E will finally finish her off. What was that? You had the fight. Why did you do that? Henry Sucks. What are you doing? Why did you do that?
That's massive for them too, because now they get to pop Herald mid.
Yeah, that's really big. That was about 3 kills there. When you are looking at that Malzahar, you really don't expect him to go back in, especially with that low health, but he was just testing the waters with that Nautilus, and that is not something that you want to be doing when he does have ultimate available and a Shen coming in too, and the Echo W well casted as well, so he can dive in the backline if need be. It's not looking really good for Henry Sucks, as the Shen has just bought his Tiamat, and Echo has, about 5 Dark Harvest stacks right now, 11 minutes in. Not looking really spicy, but then again, with that early dragon, it is anyone's game so far.
Yeah, at the start of this game, it was little mistakes here and there, but we got the dragon, so it's okay. but now it's like a big oopsie. We might have just lost like 4 plates mid. Big gold swing.
Yeah, we may actually see the Sejuani come down here for this gank. Nautilus is looking with this Lysandra here. Sejuani might be hoping that they actually cross into her blue side to, deep ward, but she is spotted on top of a ward right now, so she is looking for a lane gank if they do decide to push up.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like if you're Henry Sucks, the ball is like been put in your court. You have to make more plays more so than later. But at the same time, you want to be able to get your Vayne to that mid late game power spike.
The Vayne did, to the credit of Henry Sucks, we talk about a lot of what they did wrong. But what they did right was the Vayne did trade here. Vayne ultimate coming out. The Nautilus Q did not connect. Instant ult from the Sejuani and the Condemn will not connect, actually. The Q forward will finally take him out, but that is a TP. Dual TPs coming out now. TP from Lysandra, but Malzahar is TPing directly into that W from that Echo. We got ourselves another fight here. Everyone's looking to fight here. Kennen going forward. Yeah, Shannon actually stopped the Kennen TP top lane by going forward, and Kennen was kind of forced to put up with it and fight there, but nice clutch from Henry Sucks here. So you did use both of your TPs bot lane, but at the same time you did get a nice kill on top of that Nautilus, who unfortunately did miss that Q and did not want to actually disengage earlier. Nice gank from Sejuani to recognize the instant ult. She did actually cancel her animation, so not a lot of people know, but you can cancel the ult animation if you time that Q properly, and we did actually see her doing so, and it did result in a nice and dirty flat out stun. So that's something that we really didn't talk about, in the pre-game lobby, or even, leading up to the champ select, or even in game here. But CC. I think CC is big for both of these teams. You have major lockdown on top of that Sejuani, and you don't really have a lot of melee champions to be proccing her passive a lot on the top of that E. But what you do have is, you do have that Malzahar with, that point and click CC, hard CC. You do have, multiple CC targets available on that Kennen if need be. That is going to be a free Ocean, though, as Malzahar has backed and therefore has lost priority mid for this dragon.
Yeah, mid laner wasn't there. Both TPs were expended that last fight as well. I mean, Shen doesn't have TP, but he also has his ult, so even if you try to fight that, it's really not going to work out in your favor. So pretty smart to just let it go there.
Already though, you were down 4 kills and now you're down 3 kills. You did unfortunately give up an Ocean, but the gold lead right now is just within 2,000 gold tier.
Yeah, I mean, I think having the gold lead being on the top side of the map isn't the biggest, misfortune, because it's on your Kennen and Sejuani. Your Sejuani is going to be building tank items anyway, so you don't care if she's, down by a little bit of gold. And Kennen's gonna press R and stun people no matter what. You really, as long as your Vayne is in the game and Malzahar is able to press R, more or less you're still in the game, even if you're down by a few.
I hate to interrupt you, but I think we might actually see a skirmish here if they don't back out. Yeah, that was definitely, a possibility for a skirmish. Echo is topside. Kennen also, just holding top. Unfortunately, does not have TP available. Shen does have ultimate available, and he does have TP. So kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier with, that dual top lane potential. Q from Lysandra will not connect. The W does come out from that Echo flash going out from that Malzahar, but Lysandra will ultimately, will go forward with her own flash. The Q from the Echo will actually be able to take out that Malzahar, and he will get that tower. Nautilus roamed up, and it looks like, Henry Sucks is just kind of doing their best here just to kind of push in on this Ezreal. But I think, if that happens, you definitely do want to be chasing down that Nautilus, and it looks like this might actually, nick them in the butt, because Nautilus is roaming down, and with Echo as well. Fortunately for them, they did actually, spot both of those guys before they could go all in here. But definitely something that you had to be cautious about.
So, Herald's up top side again. I definitely think if I'm Itzy, I'm making moves up there ASAP, because like we said earlier, that's where their advantage really lies right now. Hopefully you force a 2v2 with Shizwani there as well. You're able to kill at least one of them, and then you can secure the Herald. Maybe pop it top or use it bot. But that'll really open up the game for them.
Yeah, at this point, if you are Henry Sucks, you're just looking for an opening. But I feel like, to be honest, I feel like that Vayne, you know, if you give her the CC, she will literally take you anywhere you want, you know? It's definitely a champion that you do want to snowball on. She has a nice commanding lead over the Ezreal with 2 kills here and a little bit of a CS gap. But at the same time, you know, there's so much potential for Ezreal to hit multiple targets with that ultimate, whereas Vayne is more so just a point-and-click champion. Well, not so much point and click, but just a single target champion, rather.
Yeah, yeah.
And that is going to be Rift Herald secured by ItzyBitzySpiders at 17 minutes in here. Faye needs to be careful so she doesn't get hooked by that Nautilus. So, you know, Rakan will go forward. If he does get hooked, there's always that chance that he can just E back. Guardian has been procced as well. The Q from that Nautilus will connect here. Instantly Eing back. I'm not really sure why he popped his ultimate. Might have just been, you know, too early on. They thought too much into it, but that is both ultimates down in the bot lane, whereas, you know, Ezreal ult is just coming up now.
I definitely think they win that 2v2 if they really just commit to it, but at the same time it was kind of a weird...
It was a weird placement for sure, and having that Rakan already used the E, I feel like they just instantly backed out of it. Sejuani has been revealed. If she did want to go for a gank, you definitely don't want to reveal on top of hitting any wards, because that does reveal even if there is a control ward there. But still, blue buff will...
Are we going to see the 5-man bot? I'm pretty sure we are.
Yeah, this might actually be a 5-man bot, but at that same time, Ezreal is here, and he is waiting. We might actually need to fully zoom out here. Oh, it looks like there is a little skirmish here in the mid jungle here. Oh my god, Ezreal going forward with... Oh, my ultimate will not connect on anyone, but that Rakan Knuckle will connect on 2 people here. Flash coming out from that coming out from that Vayne, and that is going to be a double kill for that Ezreal. 0 and 2. Kennen has come forward with his own ultimate now. I don't know, I can't even speak. Echo ultimate coming back. Sejuani ultimately hitting him with that ult! Oh my god! Ultimate goes out. Shen is also ported in. Malzahar is here as well. The W from that Shen going out, not dealing as much damage as he had hoped here in top. I can't even speak right now in that fight, but I'm at a loss of words. Obviously, I'm speaking gibberish, but that was crazy. Henry Sucks. Double
so starts off, they get engaged on, and then Shin comes in as well, which is really good. They're able to get the double kill, but then there's a late TP from Kennen, and at that point it's like really scary. But then you see the Malzahar TP come in right after. Kennen's able to survive long enough, able to get that to CC, and then Shizwani finally off.
Yeah, W from that Lissandra. Goodbye, good night, sweet prince. Ultimate will, you know, do the deed and kill that Kennen. But it is going to be crazy as we do see a lot of things happen in this game. I definitely don't think that the way to win that was, you know, flashing way too late. I feel like if you were going to have that Kennen come in, you definitely needed to commit early on. But at that same time, you definitely want to have... you know, kind of top mid synergy. And this is going to be costing you an Infernal, and this is not a good sight, especially on this Echo, who is so far forward already.
I mean, look at mid too. It's wide open right now. Kind of both towers taken at this point, and they still have Herald too. All right, Echo going bot, looking to make a play here.
Yeah, this would be about his 4th time coming bot lane here. Yeah, he does have Rift Herald available, so this could just be an easy turret if they do want to fully commit for it here. Sejuani is not here. Mid is coming as well here. So this possibly could be a skirmish. Nautilus Q is in range for this Rakan. Yeah, the hook on top of that Vayne W from the Echo will go out as well. Ultimate coming out again from Ezreal and Rakan. The Echo instantly deleting that Vayne, and another double kill here for this bot lane. Remember, no sums from that last fight means another double kill, and that is Rift Herald down. But they might just be able to take out this tier 1 alone. Yeah, and that is going to be just tier 1 dropped already. Another tier 1 might go down top side. Oh, never mind. Malzahar's there. Lissandra does have that W. W will not connect. If Malzahar ult will go out, so I wouldn't be surprised if she ults instead. Yes, she is going to be ulting herself. Malzahar can still win this. Oh my god, electrocute W going forward with that flash, recognizing the kill potential. Good night again. Lissandra just smacking people all around the map right now. That's a 50 CS difference in the mid lane.
That was clean, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god. That was dirty. Don't do it to him, Bri. They're not ready. Oh my god, as I do see that cannon actually lose out on that cannon, that is a feels bad moment.
Yeah, I mean, the past like 3 or 4 minutes kind of broke the game open for Itzy. I'm kind of wondering how Henry Sucks is gonna find the way to like claw back into this. One of your win conditions being the Vayne is now a little bit behind.
I actually think okay, I'm gonna be honest here. I actually think I know how you can get back into this game. And this is being 100% honest. You know, if I were Henry Sucks right now, and what I feel like we should have done postpone last game, you know, yesterday, pause the game right now. Go to your local Walmart, get a mask, you know, get one of those 1-gallon tubes of water, and just gulp that sucker down, and you win the game. It's as no, I'm not. No, that's Stu. That's Stu. That's Stu. That's Stu. But honestly, that you could do that. Or there's the alternative. Oh, Sejuani actually might get caught out here with... Oh, she is actually. Shen going forward. The Q from that Ezreal will not connect, but the W forward and that E Nautilus ult has gone down. The W from that Echo. So much is being used here. Echo finally able to kill her with that Q. Lissandra also really low because of the skirmish early on from that Malzahar. But my second point here, not only the water, but if you're going to do something, you need to do it now. Pause the game. Get on your hands and knees and pray to God that you come back in this game, because this is a Baron at 23 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen. Lissandra is zoning them off. She knows that if she dies, it's not the end of the world. She does have shutdown gold available, but at the same time, she has so much of a kill pressure in this game that you really don't want to be able to step up to her at all here. And that's pretty much a free Baron here, 24 minutes in.
I'm really surprised Lissandra didn't just jump on top of them, but it's also really smart that she didn't right now. Go ahead and back reset. Things just got a lot harder for Henry Sucks again.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, just looking at the itemization, it's like you're never killing Nautilus anymore. Yes, Stone Plate. I don't know who's doing enough damage to go through Shen, unless it's like a 1v5.
I mean, at the same time, as one of the most talented artists of our generation, Justin Bieber, said once, never say never. You do have the possibility that you could come back, late game if you funnel everything you have into getting that magic pen, into getting that Vayne. I don't really know how much success you're going to have, with that second item GLP. I see the potential in using it, right? I know that they were trying to go for more, picks with that, especially coupled with the Malzahar slow, as well as the Malzahar silence on that Q, and the ultimate also coming down for hard lockdown CC. But at this point, you really need to shovel everything you have into the Vayne and peel for her like crazy. You have a Sejuani who's majority of time going forward. And at that time, like when she's going forward, she's already getting caught out because she's the only frontline that they really have. Rakan is not at that point with, building into Athene's Holy Grail here. Sorry, I forgot the name of the item. Sorry, I got ganked. But at the same time, I feel like you needed to at least have a Zeke's early on for her, or at the most get a Knight's Vow. Knight's Vow does not seem very, beneficial in this matchup, especially since there's so much AP damage, and when you are using your ultimate, that's when you do want to be going in, especially coupled with a Zeke's. But with an Unholy Grail, it's not really doing much aside for, scaling with your Guardian, which is rarely proccing, or even your E.
Yeah, if I'm Rakan and I'm in this situation, I really know I have to play for my ADC. I'm probably, like you said, going for a Zeke. So, well, that is a great way to get your Vayne back.
Yeah, we were just talking about how to get back in. That's how. You just keep giving it up. You keep getting these easy picks. Lysandra has a lot of potential, but at the same time, you know, even towards that Baron take that we just saw, she's been far gone. She's been so far pushed up alone. And for the most part, that's just a free pick for you. And speaking of free picks, Sejuani is looking to make her own here. Shen does have flash available, so if they do want to commit to anything, yeah, that is a big ult on that Kennen in the back line here. Ultimate coming down as well as the flash. Rakan also ulting in the back. W will come out here, but Shen forced to flash away, and that is going to be Rakan going down. W coming out from that Echo will silence that Sejuani, but Vayne has killed that Nautilus. Vayne is still available, and she is still alive here, sitting on about 95% health. You know, it's really interesting to see here, but Kennen used everything, and he was still able to survive. No stopwatch. Typically, when you do go forward like that, you want to have stopwatch as security. This may be overzealous, though, for overstaying.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't know why he overstayed here. Protobelt will go forward as well as the E, and he is dead. You want to reset. Did you make a good play? Yes, but at the same time, you don't want to just bite the hand that feeds you, and you don't want to be doing that.
Hey, it's Azonia's now. So Vayne cashing in on all that gold that she got off of those 2 kills. Picking up the QSS, definitely a must buy in this game. You gotta get rid of the not ult, or maybe the Lysandra ult.
Yeah, good pickup as well from that Vayne to get the QSS. I really like it, especially because, you know, you do have that Shen and you do have the Echo W, which have been constantly just taking out the majority of your team. You really don't have, you know, Shirella, I can't even remember the item, but Shirelli's to kind of cleanse that for you, and you did not take cleanse in this matchup. I think it's actually good that they did take heal. It will allow her to kind of get some health back at this point in the stage. Not a lot. You know, it might just be able to keep her alive from an electrocution proc. But at the same time here, they have so much potential. Rakan moving forward, getting hooked with that Q from that Nautilus. W from that Echo will also go out. Ezreal Q will not kill him, but the auto will indeed kill him. Lysandra, again, bot side here. Malzahar does have ult available if he does choose to fight this. Sejuani actually may look for this bot lane fight, but at the same time, you have 3 lanes pushing in. They're just looking to take 3 inhibs here. Flash coming out from that Lysandra, as well as the Malzahar ultimate. Q will not connect. E forward from that Lysandra. I'm not really sure what she was thinking here. Q from that Malzahar will not connect on top of her. But looking at mid lane now, the Ezreal is just getting nice Q procs off for free. No grasp, but he is still doing a lot of damage, especially with an Iron Fist. Good pickup from him as well, knowing that that Vayne is going to basically be the #1 source of damage on the side of Henry Sucks. I'm not really sure why you go forward like that on the Lysandra, though. I think at some point you need to recognize and say, you know what, I'm out. You know, you used flash and you got a nice W stun, but at the same time, you didn't use your ultimate, and the flash was not really necessary. I think what they wanted to do was flash forward with that ult, but she just wasn't able to get it because the Malzahar preemptively flashed already out of range.
Baron's coming up. 15 seconds.
Yeah, Ezreal ult down the middle of the lane, just kind of pushing this out so that they do get priority. That is 15 seconds until Baron. Oh my god, it looks like she might actually get caught out. The Luden's proc will take off. Malzahar spell shield, that is no spell shield now for this next fight. Sejuani is really forward here, just kind of pushing her luck. Q will connect the W as well. Sejuani will get the knockup, the lockup, but Kennen, huge ultimate coming out. That is a 3-man on that Ezreal. Ezreal moving way too forward. Flash from that Sejuani. The Blade of the Rune King will proc. Q and W not connecting on her, but they are going to be chasing down this Ezreal and the Shen, who are mid lane, but it looks like they actually want to prioritize this Baron instead. Oh, the camera is really wonky right now for some reason. Apologies. Yeah, and Ezreal and Shen are recognizing that, yeah, we will give up the Baron, but you'll give us Infernal Soul instead. I feel like you go for Infernal more than Baron on this play, because you do
both.
I don't think that they have enough time, though, because, like, they're just gonna, they're gonna delete it.
Now,
yeah. In this play, I think that, honestly, you want to go for the Infernal because you do have an Echo and huge damage already, you know. That was a full health Kennen, and now he's about 3/4 because of that Infernal proc on him. But still, the game just gets way harder from here. Vayne is quietly doing her own thing, though she is getting back into the game. At the same time here, Kennen has gotten 2 assists, so he was 0-for-1. Now he is 0-for-3, so he is making his presence also aware. But again, the name of the game is Peel the Vayne. Do whatever you can to keep her alive, because she is going to be, your carry in this game. And honestly, I would just guess that it would take at least, the next 2 team fights to come to a point where you just call it game. These are going to be make it or break it team fights here. And we might actually see one break out here with that Sejuani, as she is going a bit forward here. Team is kind
I definitely think if I'm Itzy, I'm trying to take this fight. Even though they have Nash right now, like, they only get stronger, and you have Infernal Soul. So you should be winning these fights, hopefully.
Right, and they do see that the Shen is actually splitting bots, so I feel like if you're going to force, now's the time. He can TP in, but he does not have his ult. I don't know if they are aware that he does not have his ult. Q from that Lissandra does so much damage. Guardian has proc to the Ezreal. E will not hit that Vayne, but will take a little bit of a chunk on top of that Kennen, as they are looking to siege down mid lane. Sejuani is backing, has Baron buff, so remember that is an empowered back here, but the name of the game again is just clearing waves on your side lanes and your mid lane. If they're going to be pushing in and do a 1-3-1 here, what do? You have to peel for the Vayne, but then again, the Vayne can't be everywhere at once, and it looks like she's just going to be in that solo lane bot side, as everyone is looking for a pick mid here.
The great thing about Henry Sucks' team comp is that no matter what, they can always force a team fight. They have Malzahar Flash coming up in R, and you also have Sejuani's ult, or Rakan's ult, or Kaden's ult. Literally, any of these 4 players can...
Yeah, it does look like Sejuani is looking to go forward here. Q and W will not connect on top of that Echo, but the Ezreal damage with that Q does a lot, and I feel like Sejuani is reaping it right now. Not a lot of armor, no magic resistance aside for those mercs. But still, you really need to get something. Oh my god, Sejuani might actually get caught out from this W. The W will not connect with that stun, but the E will, and she will be able to escape with a nicely timed Q here. Nice! E from the Rakan to the Sejuani will keep him alive from that Nautilus Q. But again, I think right now it's just about wasting their Baron on the side of Henry Sucks. I don't think that you actually do want to be fighting these, and I don't think that you really have any place in forcing right now, especially if you have waves crashing, because one bad fight and that's game. But it's good to see that they are just clearing wards from a safe distance, and they're not really letting a lot of things hit them here. Oh, it does look like they might actually want to fight here. Yeah, flash forward from that. Malzahar instantly taking out the Lissandra. Kennen ult in the backline will connect on top of that Echo. Oh my god, that's a double kill for the Vayne. Echo has ulted. That's a triple kill for the Vayne. Oh my god, is this the Quadra? Is this the Penta? No, shut down. Scumbag Malzahar has taken it. The TP bot lane now trying to deny this Shen from pushing forward and trying to trade anything. But huge. That was a 4 for nothing. Oh my god, Henry Sucks. Will you do the impossible? Will you take over the game? Now's the time to do it. You have long death timers, 30 seconds on the majority of these carries here, but no wave. So that means that this is a slow push mid lane. You do have the wave incoming. So Sejuani tanking and Rakan tanking did buy you a little bit of time, but the most you could probably get out of this is a tier 2 in the mid lane.
You know what this reminds me of?
Yes, what?
Like 2016 RNG, back when Uzi would just spam like hyper carries.
Julie is putting the team on her back right now, his back, but her back right now, and it feels like they're reaping it when they do peel for the Vayne. You do have that Elder coming up, but I feel like the game is going to be over when a Vayne can get that Elder Dragon. That is going to be insane.
Yeah, I mean, like, you had you got all the dragons, you got 2 Barons. You were kind of hoping the game would be like over and closed out before Vayne hits late game. But now we're seeing late game Vayne, and it's really hard to deal with her. She's got a huge front line in front of her with a lot of CC as well. You want Echo to probably jump on top and like try to kill her, but realistically speaking, he gets Malzahar ulted as well. So it's just a really tough time for them. They have to get some CC on her, but even if you do, she also has QSS as well.
Yeah, you really need to respect the range of this Nautilus. The ultimate coming forward from that Sejuani. Again, Lissandra, goodbye! Get out of the lane! Stop doing that! Flash from that. Rakan flash coming out from that Vayne as well. Knock up on top of that. Ezreal, but the Shen ultimate will keep them alive. Kennen does not have flash available, but will instantly ult, and that's going to be another knockdown on that Nautilus. And now that is another double kill here. There are 3 people alive. Lissandra, you masochist. Stop getting caught out and dying like that. What is going on here? You just love the pain, it feels like. Shen does have TP available as well as the Lissandra, but that is 30 seconds on that Lissandra. Sejuani kind of zoning them off here, going forward with that Q. The Q from that Echo Stone play has been popped here, so they are looking to just kind of zone off that Shen. W from that Echo, if he decides to take this ultimate is available. Malzahar ult will go down here. Shen in backline, stunning on top of that Malzahar. Rakan W will go forward, will get him down here. One more auto attack will do it. Vayne will kill him. The proc from the precision will keep her alive, but not for long. The Malzahar E is ticking down on top of that Shen. Will he go down? The Liandry's is procking. It's burning. It's burning. It's not enough, and that is going to be an Elder Dragon now for them.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see from your Malzahar, though, for him to flash. Get the ult down on Echo. You get him out of the fight now, so I mean, Elder Dragon just free for the taking at this
point.
They
are doing a double TP here. Yeah, Shen flanking with the speed buff and with that TP here. Ezreal waiting on the other side. Lissandra does have ultimate available, so she is going to go forward. Ultimate catching down the... Oh my god, they're taking out the Lissandra before she could do anything. Oh my god, shut down on the Shen. What was that? What was that? Ezreal, you have to steal this if you are going to salvage this. No steal today. Henry success not today. We will not go down, and they will secure Elder. The scoreline is tied. The gold is tied. Where are you going right now? Lissandra, you had the game in your hands. It slipped away. I feel like I'm watching, Mad Life Gaming versus G2 again. What is going on?
Dude, the prayers were answered. He told them to pray.
Oh my god, it turns out that they did go to Walmart. I'm getting confirmation right now. The fan president of the iJulie fan club actually went to Walmart to get 17 gallons of water, and they're just swimming in it right now. W from the Echo will go down here, just kind of giving him a shield if they do decide to engage. But they will just be looking to force this Baron here. 5 seconds on that Shen. No TP available, but the ultimate is there right now. This is a quick Baron. They don't want to contest this because they do have the Elder. Ezreal going forward. Oh my god, stop breathing there. But it is going to be Baron secured. 39 minutes in for Henry Sucks here. Amazing long game right now. Both teams sweating, but I feel like if you are Henry Sucks, you're laughing because your Vayne is ahead right now. 11-3. Goodbye to your tanks, especially with that Elder buff. Peel for her. And now it just gets harder with that GA pickup, with that Phantom Dancer pickup. If that GA does not proc, you do have the Bloodline. She also has QSS available, so it's practically impossible to get to her now unless the W from that Echo and a nicely timed E can just get her off of guard here. But I feel like there was a huge misplay towards that Elder where they knew that they wanted contest, but it was just a matter of going in one by one, and that Rakan nicely timed ultimate will just, destroy that Lissandra from being able to E, instantly charming her up and not allowing her to cast anything here, as this is a 5-man siege mid. Both teams can still win this. Henry Sucks definitely has the advantage this late into the game with these buffs, but the second that they go off, we're right back into it. You do have the Elder buff on this ItzyBitzySpiders team. Oh my god. Q from...
I mean, at this point, you have to like back away. Give this inhib off.
I think you just give this mid inhib. Yeah, Ezreal Q is just doing his best to kind of zone them off, but it is not enough, and that is going to be a mid inhib. First inhib off the game for Henry Sucks, 40 minutes in. If iJulie is able to secure this, this is going to be, one of those games. Chat as well, if you do not know, after every single game, we do vote on the MVP of the game from the winning side. So definitely be mindful of that and get ready to type that out. Usually we do have straw polls, but we are unable to make a straw poll as of right now, unless you can make one right now. Can you make one?
I don't know how.
It's all good.
I mean,
they are going
to make one.
I don't think we need one. I feel like everyone's going to be saying Julie anyways.
Yeah,
But
you're not, you're trolling.
yeah, that is going to be tier 1. Top lane gone here 40 minutes in. They are just looking to push this out and basically crack open the base from every angle available to them. Ezreal Q doing a lot of damage here. He's finally building, his last item, and I feel like that's going to be just either a Last Whisper, Lord Dominic's, or that's just going to kind of be getting into the Executioner's range so that you kind of do get that grievous wounds, especially on targets which are sustaining like crazy, like the Vayne or like the, Sejuani. Sejuani does have that Warmog, so she is going to be constantly healing, whatever you throw at her. Oh my god, no flanks actually too. It's very interesting to see no flanks, in the mindset of the ItzyBitzySpiders here. I think that Echo possibly could have looked for one, but they are going to be giving up this tier 2 here. So much power from the side of the Henry Sucks team. It didn't really look like they had a lot going for them, but this late into the game, the comps are coming alive right now. The bot lanes are coming alive, and it looks like the chances for Henry Sucks to take back the game are indeed alive.
Elder minute 50. Minute 50.
Oh my god,
Nash,
you started rapping for a second.
I could be a rap god.
Oh my
if
god.
I tried.
I've tried, but it feels like even then I would need to drink all the water that the Henry Sucks team is drinking right now. It seems like they're just, swimming right now. They're playing in a swimming pool. And if I can get confirmation from, Kelly, if that is the case, it would make entire sense here. But the Sejuani is so tanky, and you don't really have a lot of health percentage champions on your team right now. If you are the ItzyBitzySpiders, you do have the Ezreal and you do have the Echo passive, but that's about as far as that goes. Lissandra does not really have anything, for health percentage. She has Andres instead of the Morellos. Might be looking to get Morellos later on for Magic Pen, as well as giving her a little bit of a boost in health. But I feel like it's all about positioning right now. If that Lissandra or the Nautilus goes down, that's pretty much game, or that's pretty much, the entrance to a next objective here, because of how often enough both of those champions on the ItzyBitsy team have gone down here.
It's always really interesting how teams are able to play on late game, because at this point, once you have full life, well, never mind.
Yeah, and it does look like Echo might actually be getting caught out. The W will not connect here, but the WQ from the Ezreal will connect on top of that Sejuani. She has Warmog, so she doesn't really need to worry too much. Vayne is free farming in the bot lane, has Fire Cannon for enough peel and enough range as possible, as well as PD as mentioned before. No BT though, interestingly enough, and that is tier 1 bot lane taken out here. Sejuani actually might be looking for, oh my god, does get the hit on top of that Echo flash coming out. Ezreal ult also with that Echo ult, Cannon in the backside getting a 4-man. Oh my god, huge Echo ultimate in the backline. That is a double kill for him now. Vayne free hitting. That is a single kill. One more alive. Vayne flashing forward. Does have that G available. Bork procking. That's a double kill now, and they're looking to end the game. This is game. Oh my god, Henry Sucks, you did it. What a comeback in 44 minutes. What did you do to us? What did you show us? You have shocked the KDL week 2, and because of it, you will pull through to the next round, week 3, going into it 2-0. That is GG easy from the side of Henry Sucks here. Oh my god, it did look like that was going to be, Itsy Bitsy game for a long time, but unfortunately for them, they underestimated the Vayne there, and the Vayne just carrying the long haul and the long game out enough for it. That was just incredible.
That last team fight was actually really insane, because Itzy played it, I think, as well as they could have. They jump on the back line, get the Echo ult off on top. He dashes forward, but then Julie just starts smurfing.
Yeah, I do want to kind of point out what chat said as well. There was no Zhonya on that Lissandra 13 minutes in. We didn't really look at, the gold difference that much, but along the way that Kennen did eventually get the Zhonya and the stopwatch as he was building it around the second item mark. But still, amazing game, and I feel like we don't even need to do, a straw poll, because I feel, and I'm pretty sure that you feel the same way, but it's pretty unanimous who won the game for them. I said it earlier, give everything to the Vayne, and they literally gave her the deed to their house, they gave her the the keys to the car, they gave her the gallons of water, and she took the game to another level. it was pretty much at that point just to run away from the Vayne. You know, it was run away from the Lysandra at some point, but unfortunately, Lysandra just kept getting caught out so often to a point where it just, you know, it was just almost like she was out of fights entirely, you know, to start off with it.
Yeah.
And they did, fortunately for them, you know, pick this victory up here, as we will be getting the victors here. Henry Sucks coming into the studio right now is the Henry Sucks team here. We are just going to be moving you guys.
What is happening?
We're moving you guys.
Do we play them next week?
Yes.
I don't know if you guys
Alright,
play
so
them
we're
next
just
week.
gonna send 5.
Oh, hold on. Stop doing your game plan.
What?
Don't leak.
Don't leak.
Don't leak.
Okay.
But I
Who
feel,
said Julie's playing ADC?
Can you calm down?
I mean, you'd be crazy not to give Julie 80 carry, but we are talking with, you know, the team off of the hour. I don't, you know, feel like it's more so a discussion man of the hour, more so than E-Girl of the hour, and possibly E-Girl of the decade, Julie XO. That was just phenomenal here. You know, just kind of initial thoughts finishing that game. What are you guys feeling after this hard-fought victory?
Well, honestly, this is definitely a stressful game. I think for both sides, this is definitely the most intense game that we've had. You know, within just being an official game for Rims. I think this team is definitely our best match, and I think probably will be the whole tournament. You know, there's a lot on the line. It was a lot of friends versus friends, and we just really gave it our all. And you know, I'm speechless. Honestly, I couldn't give you any more words if I wanted to. Just 100%.
Good initial reaction here from you know, the Malzahar. I do want to ask you, you know, specifically talking about the mid lane, it did seem like Lysandra for a long time was just kind of dominating the matchup, and then you know, around the time where she kind of overcommitted bot side and flashed forward for you, did you guys, you know, make a plan around that to eliminate her early on or first pick, or did it just come kind of naturally wherever there was an opportunity to do so?
So the game plan was that we noticed that Lysandra was starting to get we're starting to overextend a little bit, and so we noticed that she had little spurts of this. So we decided to try and take action upon that and to try and catch her out in those. And we also noticed that you know, she doesn't have a she bought a stopwatch later on, and she didn't have that stasis item. So we noticed that if we catch her out, it's kind of a free kill, and we can capitalize on the rest of the team fight if it ensued after.
We have a lot of, you know, Julie fans here. Julie, what would you like to say to your fans?
Thank you.
Wait, you're eliminated. You're a guy?
Yup.
Yeah, oh, okay. Okay. Okay, well that's a massive weird champ. You know, Kelly, you are the leader and the team captain of this team here. You know, back to back, you guys did get double killed bot lane, so I definitely do want to ask you guys, like, how are you guys feeling around the time where Vayne finally got into the game, or finally was able to pick up, you know, a few scrap kills here and there? Because I feel like the game kind of spiraled towards your favor, especially when everyone locked down on that Lysandra in the bot lane. Where you guys just kind of went all in and basically gave the kill to the Vayne here. So I do have to ask you, like, how good does it feel from coming from, you know, a majority losing lane to ultimately winning the game for you guys?
I wasn't really worried about the double kills back to back. I was just more focused on the team fights and then the late game because we scaled harder. So as soon as Henry got his Gunsus, I was like, okay, we can win this if we just keep getting picks. And I was like, okay, so my team carried me and we got what we needed. And then we used that momentum to turn the game around, and then we won. So I'm very thankful for my team.
Yeah. Alan, I do want to ask you, you know, why no J4?
I mean, you see that game, I kind of got beefy in that late game.
Right.
They couldn't really kill me, but yeah, it was a pretty tough game.
Now, were you guys
better
already
jungle loses that game, so.
Were you guys already, you know, accepting to give up the soul, or was that something that unfortunately just happened?
No, we were like, we have to fight for this. We were like, okay, just force a team fight because we can't 50-50
Right.
the dragon.
Right.
just
No,
trying to
no,
force
but
a
it,
team
but it
fight
came down.
and-
It came down to like you guys just going right on top of Baron when Infernal was up, like for that final soul.
Oh yeah, I don't know what happened there, but we kind of just made a decision. So
You guys just kind of stuck with it, and fortunately for you guys, it did go positive in your favor today. I also want to ask Kelly. You know, you played out of your mind around. There was one particular fight in that Infernal pit, or sorry, not Infernal, but the Elder pit, where the Lysandra tried to get in, and you just procced your ultimate instantly and basically charmed her to death. So like. In that moment, were you aware of the positioning of Lysandra, or was that just something that kind of came naturally to you guys?
I actually saw Shen on, I think it was on Anakin, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna peel for Anakin, but I think
Anakin
Lysandra was.
Skywalker, or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I
Jedi
think
on our team.
Lysandra was just in the way of my ulti, so that turned out very well for us actually. So I just got lucky there, I guess.
Well, GG, you know, you guys are 2-0 and the first team to be 2-0, so technically you guys are sitting on a nice comfortable, you know, first place right now in the tourney standings. So moving forward into your third game here, are there any kind of, you know, lessons or basically macro game plans that you guys want to be using moving forward?
I don't
That's a
know.
great question.
Yeah,
That's a
we
great
don't know.
question. We kind of just have been, you know, changing up the game plan. Whenever we start, we face a new team. We just kind of we go into it just honestly with just a positive mindset, and we just kind of go.
I mean, honestly, we don't even know who's playing every game.
Yeah, that's
5 minutes before, we don't know who's playing.
We don't really know who what our roster is. It changes daily. Like no exaggeration. It's definitely a wild ride. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's
I
finish in-
you know,
I felt
kind of
that.
final question here. For who's Weenie, by the way?
Weenie is the cannon.
Oh, okay. Winnie, I was just kind of wondering, you know, how did that early game feel for you, where you just kind of constantly got destroyed by that Echo and Shen duo?
Yeah, I played like garbage, but I try to make up for late games.
You
Our comp is more directed towards late games, so that's all that mattered for me.
Okay.
He's used to it. I never ganked top.
You're so nice.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you guys so much, and GG's.
Yes,
Thank you
GG's.
guys.
Congrats on the win,
GG's.
guys.
Bye guys. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Good luck, good luck, good luck. We are
Bye.
going to quickly, you know, unfortunately, I didn't really allocate enough time, but we will be trying our best to kind of squeeze in the ItzyBitzySpiders here just very, very quickly.
Wish me luck.
Oh, yes, good luck. Okay.
Au revoir.
We are, goodbye. We are just kind of talking now with the ItzyBitzySpiders, and then directly right after that, we are going to be jumping immediately into the next game. But I am now talking with the ItzyBitzySpiders, and guys, you know, how are you guys feeling after such, you know, a close game?
You know, we handled the early game pretty well, and we were able to pretty successfully identify what we did right. So we feel pretty confident coming to the next couple games, but a bit unfortunate that we had to learn this way.
Right. It's all a learning, you know, learning game and long game. Bry is deafened, but I kind of am curious, and I think chat was a lot of, you know, had a lot of questions on why no Zonias early on too. Can anyone kind of speak to that on his perspective, or?
Yeah, I can speak a little bit to that. I believe we felt like we were really far ahead, so we just wanted to kill them faster rather than having to build like a defensive item. So that's why we went for those more aggressive items. So we just wanted to end the game quicker, but because they were able to catch back up, those items started showing their deficiencies.
Right. You know, I do want to ask Rave, is Cam your jungler, by the way? I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cam's the jungler.
Okay, Rave, you know, you guys did have a nice commanding lead, and the majority of your gold, for the most part, you know, especially early on, was sitting topside and in the jungle. Was that kind of your game plan going into this, to be focused more towards topside, or did that just kind of come naturally to you guys?
We actually kind of expected me to just kind of like do nothing all game top because Kennen to like most top laners is just really oppressive because he just pokes you out of lane. But Cam saw the opportunities, so we just took them when we could.
Right. Where do you? I know it kind of, you know, is tilting to go over. But where do you guys see, the game unfortunately not going the way for you guys? Like, what specific play, if you guys could isolate it, do you think that you guys could kind of pinpoint it to?
When we were pushing the wave in mid and trying to get it to crash against the tower, I believe Bri got caught out in the mid lane. And as soon as we died that first fight and Vayne got a couple kills, from there, we weren't able to successfully get our momentum back. So we just kind of started losing fights after that.
Right. Okay, Bri is still deafened here. Cam, I do want to ask you, you had such a commanding, jungle presence early on, and you had a lot going for you. What can you mainly attribute that to?
Not sure if he's here, not gonna lie.
Oh, is he not?
Yeah, he
I don't
didn't
think he's
respond
here.
for a while.
Oh, I do have a question, actually, and a lot of fans were asking, why no Grasp?
I think Conqueror is better that game. Grasp is a little bit more early game pressure, but
You learned your lesson, or?
no, Grasp just isn't good for that kind of comp. Their team
Right.
comp was looking to get on top of somebody and just burst them down, and Grasp is not good against that. I just want to maximize my damage output as fast as possible, so Conqueror is better.
And was your last item going to be Moral Reminder, or?
It was going to be Lord Dominic's.
Lord Dominic's. Okay. Well, GG to you guys. We are, getting to our next match here. I have a quick question for you, Stu. I'm just going to move your teammates out here. Are you casting the next game?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Okay. And when is that starting? Is that immediately right now, or are we going to get into it, or?
Let's give it like a 10-minute break. Give
Okay,
people
sure.
some time to like relax and get ready and get everyone in the lobby, and then as soon as it's over, we can hop in.
Yeah, for sure. I just want to thank everyone, for watching this game. As the big man just said, we are going to be having Never Lose versus the Stardust Crusaders just coming up in a bit. We are running a little bit behind in schedule because of such a nice and long game here. That's not bad at all. But we are going to be going into intermission right now. So definitely stick around. We will be posting, links to the stream again when it is up. So if you do decide to leave, relax for a little bit, come back, watch hopefully another nice game. But next game will be very promising, as it is going to be, potentially another team 2-0, and unfortunately another team as well 1-1. But we will be right back with you all. Thank you guys so much for watching now, and hope you guys stick with us for the next couple games. Hello, 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 and welcome. We are just going to kick it off now. For the second game of today, we have Team Never Lose on the left side, on the blue side, versus the Stardust Crusaders on the red team. Stu, just coming off of your game here, you know what it's like to be in a position where both teams can be 1-0 and potentially get to that 2-0 stage here. Do you think that those kind of emotions are going to be affecting either of these teams today?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially after our loss, we came out of week 1 feeling pretty hot after we had a pretty good game. But coming into week 2 with it being that close and ending up choking in the end, it can definitely affect the mental for these players.
Definitely, as we are seeing our first couple set of bans here. Nothing really targeted as of yet here, just basic bans on both sides. I think it is very clever to be banning out that Kled because of just the initiation potential he does have, and we have seen a lot of Rek'Sai play, obviously coming into this match here, but we will be seeing that new reworked Wukong taken out of the fight entirely, so no Wukong for the side of the SDC here. And again, if you are just joining us, this is our second match of the day here. We are doing Stardust Crusaders versus Team Never Lose, and both teams have the potential of going 2-0 today.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The bans here are a little bit interesting, from the side of this blue side, we're getting these two top bans in that jungle band, orienting a lot towards that top jungle area.
It's looking interesting. We are seeing another Echo here, just coming off of that Echo in the ItzyBitzySpiders game versus Henry Sucks here. Very good Echo early on, and a lot of damage even until the late game. I think that's a very strong pick, and that basically could be also a flex pick, for this mid lane, but it does look like they do want to answer it with an Orianna for just all of that scuttle control and, late game skirmishes.
Absolutely, and this Orianna, as we saw Stardust Crusaders last game, actually, this Orianna can be a big impact in team fights and even turn losing fights into a winning one for this side, so important to watch that.
Right, but at the same time, if you are going to be playing that Echo, you want to deny Olaf from pulling off a Ragnarok in your W, and unfortunately for them, they just let the Olaf get through, and that Olaf will be secured. So we might be looking at another mid lane pick, probably a Syndra here. Yeah, that is going to be a Syndra. Syndra, very good champion into the Orianna. This is probably going to be support as well. I would not be surprised to see a Leona just to hard CC everyone else. Other than that, Olaf, Nautilus is still on the board. Even a Morgana. I don't think you really want to be drafting in that Morg, but probably a Leona right here. Oh, actually, Yasuo. Very interesting. They are going to be picking the Xayah, actually. So that is the bot lane instead of support. Very rarely do you actually see, that blind 80 carry pick unless it's already paired with a pre-picked support. So changing it up already here.
Yeah, a little bit interesting that they're doing it now because we're about to enter the second ban phase, and Xayah's counterpart, usually you want to pick them together and they're pretty strong together, so looking to probably just forfeit that Rakan. We see I really picked up here is the last pick for the Stardust Crusaders.
Yeah, and just like you just mentioned, we are going to be seeing that Rakan ban. So they definitely do need to have a nice pairing. Nautilus, again, is still on the board, Leona. So you do have the potential to get that hard CC, but all those extra bonuses from having the Rakan Xayah combo will not come through for this game here. I do want to ask you, though, can you post? Oh, you did, okay. No, but going into this game here, okay, interesting Morgana pick. But going into this game here, I think both teams are very confident. Never Lose more so than SDC. I was just talking with Money from the SDC, and he was saying that they, very value their chances coming into not only this game, but just the rest of their games in the tournament and in the upcoming, weeks as we get into the actual brackets here. But Never Lose have been on a rampage in terms of scrims and just wanting to get out there and practicing and, collapsing as a team on things. And they were very confident last week after their first victory. So it's, only time will tell whether or not their name stays true and they actually do never lose this game.
Yeah, it'll certainly be something to look after. This Never Lose team, I think I speak for a lot of the teams here when everyone has their kind of eyes on them. This is maybe we had Red Velvet 2 in the last season where everyone was looking at this team like, yeah, this team's probably going to win. But now I think everyone's looking towards this Never Lose team and saying, these guys are a real threat. And it's mostly looking to see who can be the ones to compete with them.
Yeah, and I don't know if I can leak this, but I know a lot of people in the chat, and a couple people were asking me earlier as well. And I'm not really sure if I can leak this. But the schedule for next week will actually be, coming right after. Actually, right before our final game, and that is going to be the final game. Let me just double check here. That is going to be Insomnia versus Dejan's Army, and right after this game, we do have It's Once versus the New Goose. That is going to be tomorrow. So, fortunately for all of you who have been tuning with us, all of tonight here. Oh, wrong overlay for a second. We will thankfully be not having a triple header, but this is going to be the first double header, that we've had in this entire tournament. So it's very exciting stuff here, and this would be very, crazy to see. Not only that echo from last game, but a Vayne pick here would be juicy, and we will be seeing Tanner on that Vayne, especially because they did lock in that volley top and that Alistar bot lane. So these are the teams here. You're looking at this Never Lose team, very nice team, very situated towards getting some nice picks, or just even forcing here, especially with abilities and getting some possible struggle picks here late game. But then again, you're looking at the kill lane potential and the Aurelia and the Leona potential that they do have for that, all of that CC. And you're kind of scared right now if you are Never Lose looking at both of these comps. I really think that, it was nice to see a late game last game, but at the same time, you don't want to get to that point. You don't want to give yourself, a chance to go into the late game. If you are Never Lose, you do not want to go into this thinking, hey, we scale, because I almost guarantee you that Olaf and the Vayne will, be hurting you a lot, and it's not going to be easy any lane else as we do get to this 3-minute spectator delay.
Yeah, and getting a little bit of PTSD from this Vayne, just coming fresh out of that game. But like you were saying, if Stardust Crusaders are able to get to this sort of mid to late game, or even if, Vayne gets ahead, this character can just kind of take over the game. And with the comp that Never Lose has, they only really have, 2 tanks on that Alistar and Volibear, depending on what he builds. And if the Vayne plays well enough, he's able to just bounce around that Alistar, bounce around that Volibear, and utilize that stealth that is in her kit in order to abuse them.
Right. Again, just kind of looking at that Volley and that Alistar, yeah, you do have a lot of potential to get picks, and Volley even has a surprising amount of, damage that people would otherwise underestimate. But at the same time, you are going to be primary targets for the Vayne. Like, your champions are just kind of aching right now from this Vayne pick alone if you do not play it correctly. And I agree, you have to win, pre 30 minutes. I think post 30 minutes, if you are Never Lose, you really need to tighten it up, especially on a defensive end, or especially on an offensive end, or you will unfortunately lose the game just to the power scaling that is this SDC comp. I think that they really drafted, in terms of late game potential, and it definitely shows. Do they have the early game potential to win? 100%, but I think it's more so favored for the Never Lose, especially with, all that Echo Burst and that Cinder Burst. Volley is a very nice champion as well, but it comes down to a point where he's just going to eventually fall off to that Vayne.
Yeah, and I think it's important to look at the Stardust Crusaders comp here again, because they drafted this pretty well. They've got the strong front line in the Olaf and Leona. They have the ability to bounce into that back line with Olaf and Aurelia. Like, it doesn't matter if they focus Vayne or try and focus one particular person. They need to win on all lanes, otherwise someone's going to come out ahead. If Aurelia comes out ahead, she can dive your back line. You just don't get to say anything about it. Same thing with the Vayne. If Olaf gets ahead, his ultimate Ragnarok will just allow him to just physically walk into that backline and just end all fights. But the good news here for Never Lose is that most of these matchups, I'm not too sure about the top lane one, but most of these matchups are skill matchups. So no one should win just by the champions they picked. It should be based on how these champions, or how these players are playing these champions, especially with the Zion to the Vayne. Well-timed roots can give you enough time to burst her down and stop her from doing Vayne things.
Right, 100%. And I think that's a very interesting point that you made, and a very good point that you made is, it's not so much about the champs half of the time. Myself included, we kind of tend to look at the champs and we say, okay, this lane is going to get stomped because this is a counter pick, or, vice versa. But ultimately, it comes down to skill and how you execute the picks. You can have, the ball in your court in terms of getting these counter picks and getting these nice comps. But at the same time, if you are not, efficiently getting the picks that you want or executing enough, these comps are just basically useless, and you're actually going to be trailing along with it. And that's kind of something that low elo focuses on, especially with comp settings and saying, okay, I automatically lost the game, or I automatically lost the lane because of it. But thankfully, not saying either of these teams are low elo or anything like that, but I definitely think that in terms of draft, there is a lot of potential for both teams to take over. Like you mentioned, that Saya can easily shut down this Vayne really early on, but it is going to be troublesome. Like, I don't think anyone can doubt it when that Vayne does hit a power spike with those two items that we typically see, the Bork and the Rage Blade. And not only that, that just smells trouble for the Alistar, who will be going forward and who does not really have any concept of a disengage for you.
Yeah, so I think both of these teams are pretty well off in their draft. But if I had to pick, I think that Stardust Crusaders will edge this one out. I feel like they just have a stronger late game team comp. They're able to glide more easily into that mid game, and if Never Lose stumbles at all, this Vayne will be able to pick up the slack.
Yeah, we have loaded into the game right now. This is the Stardust Crusaders versus Never Lose here. Oh, it looks like actually I do have the overlay messed up here, so I am gonna have to fix this just quickly on the fly.
It's okay. We can see, both of these teams picking the bot side of their jungle, so looking to maybe protect from an invade. You see Never Lose here stacking up, maybe looking for that level 1, while Stardust Crusaders looking to just get a standard 5-point going out.
Right, this is just, typically that standard 5-point from the side of the Stardust Crusaders. They do have the Volibear for the potential if they do want to invade, or even for a counter invade. It doesn't really look like that is going to be, a possibility on either sides here, obviously. But that volley is here for that protection if need be, and it's good to recognize as well that, we are here and we will not just give up this red buff if you do decide to come.
Yeah, we can see Olaf placing down that early ward there in the river bush, using that time to back and get that Oracle Sweeper, and utilize that little trick to help him out in the jungle, maybe looking to gank a little bit earlier because of it. See, both of these junglers starting here on the red side, looking to get a leash from top lane on the side of Stardust and from bot lane on the side of Never Lose.
Right, typically you can start this red buff. A lot of echoes nowadays, though, in higher elo in terms of Masters to Challenger are going the blue, so they go actually blue to Wolves, to Raptors, and then to red, or you can just go blue, Wolf, red, and then possibly look for a gank. Echo has a lot of potential, especially early on for, those old level 2 ganks, similar to something that of Karthus or other champions to that end here, but it does look like he is just going to kind of play it safe here and will just be going for a full clear by the looks of it.
Yeah, we can see that both of these lanes, doing what they all do, farming up CS, getting a little bit of a CS lead in some of the lanes, and just looking to poke the other laners out. Nothing too crazy happened here in this early game.
Right, again, and if you are joining us, I just kind of want to apologize just very quickly and briefly over the misinformation on your screen. It is the Stardust Crusaders on the red side and Never Lose on the blue side here. I am just working quickly just to complete this here. But Syndra, we talked about it earlier, and I know a lot of other casters have talked about it, but this is a champion that just has so much lane prio and can roam so well, especially for those early scuttle contentions. But then again, you do have that Orianna, who level 3 will definitely help you out in any kind of skirmish with the E shield or even with a W speed up.
Yeah, and interestingly here, this Orianna going a little bit more in the damage and shielding side of things, picking up a lot of Oriannas that I see happen to go. Usually it's around a 50-50 split between this phase rush and Aerie, depending on playstyle. So a little bit more damage coming out of this Orianna, maybe looking to match this Syndra. We do see both junglers heading towards their respective scuttles. Not too much fights breaking out right now. Volibear looking to pick up a quick back after building up a bit of a CS lead.
Yeah, I really don't think that the game is going, one way towards a team over the other right now. That Volley did back because of just, early on damage from the Aurelia, who is sitting still on 2 corrupting potions. And she more than likely will just get, not so much beefier because we have seen a Bork build, but definitely more shreddy. You will have to pay respect and pay dividend to that Aurelia eventually when the time comes.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you pointed out because this is the potential for both of these top laners. The Bork buff for melee champions has made it pretty much a must-have on a lot of melee champions in this top lane, so it wouldn't be surprising for either laner to pick it up here.
The game really timid though, just early on here. Neither lane really pulling apart. We are seeing a little bit of CS lean in a couple lanes. But the game pretty much going the way that it was expected. I'm actually surprised that the Vayne did get the Dorn shield early on. I would have thought that you definitely would have wanted, a Dorn's Blade to kind of establish lane dominance, but Tenor is more so focused towards getting, just sustaining, because if the Echo does come in, you really don't need to back so often as you normally would if you do have a Bork. You can kind of look to sustain, or you can even kind of look to turn, given a few seconds to fight there, but the W from the Echo will just be casted mid lane just to kind of give some prio to the Syndra here over that Orianna. We're going to try her best to shove in as well here.
Yeah, we can see, I believe the camera caught it there for a second. Volibear is freezing this lane up in this top lane, and this is just going to make this Aurelia cry. She needs her jungler to come over and help break this freeze, or it's just going to be a very hard lane for her. You see Olaf invading here on Never Loses top side. Potentially getting a Gromp and maybe a little bit more. Might even be looking to dive that Volibear there in the top lane. And you can see that this Volibear is just holding a lot of priority on this. Aurelia is standing very far back, being very respectful, respecting the damage that he's able to put out, as he does have this 20 CS lead.
Right, and if you are the Aurelia, you need to be aware of the W potential. Shockwave will go out mid lane, but Cinder will flash away from it. Again, I am kind of using directed camera right now, trying to fix these mistakes on the overlay just really quick, but Olaf was able to kind of get there as well. Cinder using Flash. Oh my goodness, misplay from the Alistar. Was looking to get a combo on top of that Leona, but will, I think thankfully miss it, because if he did go in, that did kind of spell disaster, as Olaf is bot side and he is ready to kind of fight for this.
Yeah, and this should be a free dragon here for the side of Stardust Crusaders. They caught that Zion Alistar in the back. Aurelia luckily able to get away. This bot lane will, move over, help Olaf to take this dragon. They will be able to secure it without any contest.
Yeah, and that is going to be Infernal, and that is big for an Orianna and an Aurelia. Oh my goodness, it looks like Volley is diving here. The flash from the Aurelia outplaying that. Volibear was on 1 HP there, but luckily will survive as the Volley was not able to get the auto attack in time.
Yeah, and a bit of a greedy play coming there from the Volibear, maybe looking to assert his dominance a little bit, but he had such a lead, and the only way he loses that lead is from doing a play like that, where Aurelia gets a kill and is able to get a little bit of breathing room. So a little bit unfortunate for that Vol. He made it a little harder for himself, but he shouldn't be too far behind.
Right, we are just, I finished the overlay here, so we will actually get into more personal camera here. But still, amazing play from that Aurelia. Recognized the potential to actually turn the fight, and that is indeed what she did here against that volley who was kind of getting way too into it. He does have the, PTA for those potential fights, but at the same time, it's an Aurelia, and you need to respect the potential that she has, not only damage-wise, but CC-wise.
Absolutely. We can see, a bit of the early itemization coming out here for these champions. You see Olaf looking to build into that Cinderhulk build. Aurelia, like we commented, that Vampire Scepter can only mean Bork for her. And early Tiamat coming out here from this Volibear, looking to help him push the wave a little bit easier to match Aurelia.
Right, both teams, despite one kill going down and Dragon also going down, gold difference is within about 200 gold right now. Xayah is slightly pulling ahead off the Vayne in terms of CS, but, it's still there for the taking. The potential for her is still there. The E will connect on top of that. Cinder Q will also go down. Ignite is now down on this Orianna, who has done the barrier flash. Shockwave will not connect as a Cinder point and click ultimate will go down here.
Yeah, but unfortunately from that Orianna, she was already bleeding CS, and now that Syndra is able to pick up a kill, this lane gets a lot rough. Probably going to need some kind of jungle presence in order to help her out now.
Right. You're talking about, bleeding CS, but at the same time, we're looking at the CS disparity in the top side for, Never Lose versus SDC. And again, similarly, Olaf versus Echo. Nice back away here from the bot lane of Never Lose, recognizing that, hey, if Leona is moving forward, Olaf is definitely over here and is willing to do something here. He will connect on top of that volley. He can pull her out if need be, but he's just going to decide to disengage instead here, as he knows Echo and him can later recoup and just dive this tower, as Echo is on these Krugs.
Yeah, I think it's important to note that although Stardust Crusaders bleed in CS and losing a couple of these lanes, where this team really shined in their last game was in their team fighting. So even though they were, having a hard time in that previous game as well, once these team fights start breaking out,
yeah, this might actually be a team fight bot lane, but there is a top lane skirmish. W from Echo will go out and will stop the Aurelia from killing that volley. Volley does have his passive proccing, but Aurelia is just going to, counter losses and just look to kind of do what she can to equalize the farm right now, as Volley is going to just be backing here.
Yeah, and that's 2 fights in a row that, fight breaking out here in the mid lane.
Oh, W from the Echo will go forward, and the Q will actually take down that Orianna. Ragnarok has been procced. The Q from the Cinder will connect, but it's not enough to actually, put a dent on this Olaf at all, as Olaf looks to just kind of push this mid in. But Leona is here if need be, and she might actually be looking to just, okay, it looks like she's more so establishing vision than actually looking to get a play here. Unfortunate game for the Orianna so far, but anything can happen, and that's the beauty of this tournament so far that we've seen from so many teams, especially, last game. Even when you're kind of out of it, there is still that potential, and it may not just be entirely over for the Orianna.
Yeah, if the Stardust Crusaders are thinking right now, they should be thinking to, stall out the game with wait until Vayne is strong. This is their one lane that's at least even or sometimes winning depending on which phase of the game it's in. And you just you're pretty much playing the Vayne game now. Now that, Aurelia has caught up and is pretty much even with Volibear, but it can still go either way. And this Orianna losing, this is 100% you need to peel for your Vayne and try and get Vayne to do something.
Right, you also as well have the possibility of, Olaf just taking over and kind of destroying that Echo when he does decide, it is appropriate to proc his Ragnarok. Nicely timed Ragnarok does keep him from actually going down to that Echo W, but at the same time here, speaking of W is going to be proc down, but Olaf is chasing here. Q not able to connect. One Q will do it. Shockwave will go forward, and it will connect. Echo ulting in the backline, flashing right over the pit here, but Ragnarok has been procced on top of this whole play. Volley did TP down, multiple flashes out coming from that Olaf and the Volley, and it looks like no one is going to die here. Just repeated flashes all around, and now it looks like Never Lose has their sights set on this Ocean Drag. Oh, Olaf kind of coming in here as well. TP coming down from that Aurelia. The Dragon is at 200 health. They are going to go forward. That Volley has found that Olaf. The ultimate from the Aurelia going forward. Heal instantly from that Xayah ultimate has been procced as well. Leona ult will catch 2 people. Volibear is dead here. The QE not going to be connecting. Flash coming out from that Xayah will stun here. Volibear able to survive. Not for long though. Q from that Cinder will connect on top of the Leona. Ignite going forward on that Orianna. Q from the Syndra as well as the E will do enough damage here. Q now it is going to be a triple kill on top of that Syndra, and that is huge for this Never Lose team. Not only did you get a dragon, but you also just got a triple kill on one of your strongest carries.
Yeah, I would just like to point out when I was talking about in the pregame, you know, if Vayne's able to, you know, go stealthy and outplay this team and do well, she's not able to do that against a fed Syndra. Syndra can just throw down one of her Qs and then press her ultimate on this Vayne, and Vayne just doesn't get to play the game. So they need to be able to handle this Syndra and shut her down soon. Otherwise, it's looking very bleak here for the Crusaders.
Yeah, this game, you know, there's still a turning point for you, but Syndra was already snowballing off of her latest kind of skirmishes mid lane, but that triple will definitely not help your chances against her late game.
Absolutely. We do see, you know, some of these early items being finished up for these champions. See the Cinder Hulk on that Olaf, you know, Bork on Aurelia, Bork also on this Vayne. You see a lot of these champions, you know, finishing their first item, getting their first power spike. But, you know, this Syndra power spike is massive.
Nice Q coming out from that Olaf will connect on top of that volley. Another Q will slow him down. Fear has already been used. Echo is on the other side here. Flash coming out from that volley, so he's not stunned by that Aurelia E, but he is able to survive. I think if they kept on playing it back, they might have been able to do something here. W from the Echo going over. Will connect on top of the Aurelia. Nicely placed Q will make sure that enough stacks are on her. Ragnarok procced as well here. Volley will take her out with the ultimate and the W. Olaf will trade the kill with that volley, but he is able to actually turn this fight around on top of the Echo if he does want to. But Syndra is also here to join the fight as well as the Orianna. Syndra has a Q ready. E will go out and it will not connect as the Echo actually E's forward. Ultimate will keep him alive. Huge misplay by the Echo, but luckily he did have ultimate available.
Yeah, and both of these teams. Another fight coming up.
Yeah, looks like they are looking to dive. This Echo does not have ult available. QE will not connect. Shockwave will connect on top of that Cinder. Flash coming out will kill her. Oh my god, Echo is still chasing. Will she get the double? That's a double! Orianna, you disgusting monster! You were down and you said, not today, bitch! And you just got that shutdown gold. Huge shutdown gold. 400 for the base shutdown bounty. And then 300 on top of that Cinder. And another 300 for that Echo. That is big. And you are looking at 1,000 gold right there for that double and double buffs. So, you know, we were just talking about Syndra having so much dominance in this game, and there it went.
Yeah, man. Like, I even talked about this in the pregame as well. I feel like I'm just a prophet or something, but no matter how far behind this Orianna gets, like I said, this Orianna had some stellar plays last game and looking to bring out some more of them this game. And all that matters is as long as she gets a good ultimate and is able to stun these people, it doesn't matter how far behind you are, you can still get a couple picks off, if not win the fight.
Yeah, Echo and Olaf are bot lane here. Orianna is looking to roam down, but has been spotted on multiple pinks. She might actually look to, you know, establish some vision here. That is 2 pinks now down on the side of Never Lose. You know, 60 gold for Orianna doesn't mean much, but that could be the difference between getting another amplifying tome or just, you know, sticking it out with getting a ruby crystal, trying to sustain from that Syndra with either a Morello's or even a Liandry's. I think Morello's, though, is definitely the play, though, that you do want to go second item here, especially against, you know, that Volibear, who will just continuously get tanky, and you're looking to one-shot Syndra and Xayah, preferably, as Olaf is roaming up on top of this Echo. Aurelia is just kind of establishing some vision control of her own right now. But that was big for, you know, the top lane double. I really think that this Never Lose team is, you know, kill hungry in the sense that they really feel like they can do whatever they want and try to get some picks. But at the same time here, they're not really, you know, they're not really on the same page on some fronts. Cinder was taking a few shots way too early, and Echo kind of misplacing his positioning so that he did get shot by the extra tower, and he was forced to ult early on, and if he had ultimate, that would have been a different fight. But it looks like they are going to be trying to get this Leona a little bit down here. Condemn into the Leona. It's beautifully played. W from that Echo will go forward, knock up on top of that Leona, will secure it, and that is going to be a kill. Not really who you want to get that kill, but that is still a kill regardless, and this is a dragon without the Leona.
Yeah, interesting that the Crusaders are looking to start it here. They're down a member coming into this team.
Yeah, no TP available from the Aurelia just yet. 10 more seconds will give her... sorry, Aurelia's actually here. What am I talking about? TP from the volley will go down. Aurelia's getting chunked out. Blue team will secure. Echo will secure with that smite. Huge 3-man knockup flash coming out. Shockwave will connect on 3 people. Alistar flashing out. Vayne is still kiting and doing her best to run away. Heal coming forward with that Q. Has no ultimate flash from that Xayah. Hopefully she's looking to get this. W with that Echo will look to kind of secure it, but she's going to go down regardless. And this is going to be another tower dive. Shockwave not available here. Q from the Orianna will not go down. It will not do enough damage on that Echo. Oh my god, why did he stay? Holy smokes, it looked like he was going to go down here. 1 extra proc, but that is a free dragon, and that's about 5 down on the side of, Stardust Crusaders for that dragon.
Yeah, a bit of a cocky fight coming out though from the Crusaders. As soon as you lose that Leona, you pretty much have to call that fight.
Yeah,
even if you don't
Sorry, go ahead.
respect the fact that Volley could have that TP. Alistar is such a strong team fighting champion, and when you're all cuddled together in the pit, he's able to get those many person knockups and just make sure the fight goes their way.
Right, we did see that 3-man knockup in the back line. He got, that he got that Vayne, he got that Olaf, and he did get the Aurelia, and he just kind of basically isolated them away, from some of the squishies here, and basically kind of set it all up for multiple wombo combos there. If Echo had the W, that almost would have been a guaranteed 3-man stun there, but luckily for them, Alistar did kind of salvage that. But at the same time, yeah, to your point of forcing, speaking of forcing here, Olaf is topside. Volley has ulted. Ult coming out from the Aurelia will do it, and Chomp will go down, but not enough damage, and that is a kill towards the Aurelia. Not a champion who you do want to give that kill, as she is building towards the Phage here. Q from that. Orianna does a lot of damage on that Syndra here, and sorry, but to my point earlier, and your point, in fact, but yeah, you don't really want to be forcing that dragon, especially when you don't have support control and such well support at that. You have a Leona, you need to play around those picks. I don't think you force your picks, especially when it's a potential 5v4.
Absolutely. And it's important to point out, this item disparity here. This Syndra has so much kill pressure. Her Luden's Echo finishing and that Oblivion Orb that she's sitting on. That gives her a lot of magic penetration that allows her to pretty much burst all of these squishy carries like Orianna and Vayne.
Speaking of Vayne, she is bot lane right now as the bot side of Neverlose has actually rotated top and are looking to take down this tier 1 here. Aurelia does not have ult available. She is going to be throwing out the E as the Leona is moving forward, but it might not be enough to do anything here as Echo is just waiting on the other side, ready to go in if they do decide to kind of engage on his support.
Yeah, and the bot lane disparity here kind of growing a little big. This Leona level 8 compared to Alistar's level, and we can see, a CS advantage over to the Xayah and a kill advantage as well. So this Vayne needs a little bit of time to catch back up.
Q just kind of poking down this Aurelia right now. Leona is hovering as well, and they have been spotted actually. Sorry, they have not been spotted. Olaf going for the Q will not connect. That is a goal for Italy, actually going in between both of them. Oh my god! Canceling that Leona E! Leona found the pick on that Xayah, but a Q knockup will instantly, de-escalate things as Olaf just kind of has to run away before anyone else roams top lane. Vayne is still alone on the side lane as Volley looks to just push it now. So that could kind of spell disaster for either Vayne or Volley. Speaking of disaster here, ult coming out from the Aurelia. She's still holding the second part of that E. E will go forward, and that will be a shutdown on top of that Xayah who has used ult. W will knock Aurelia away from the fight. E from Leona will connect as well as the Q on that Olaf, and the E from the Olaf will do enough damage here to kill the Alistar. So that was clean, nicely timed, and a nice shutdown going to the way of Aurelia here. They actually will be looking to dive this E Protobelt forward. Flash is coming out from that Volley Bear. Shockwave coming out as well. Not able to connect as she died way too early. That's a tier 1 gone now. Olaf Q will connect on top of that Echo. Echo does not have ult available here, but still nice play here from Neverlose saying, you know what, we'll give you that double, but at the same time, we want to get ourselves a piece of the pie, and we will take your tier 1 and take that Orianna's life.
Yeah, a bit of a misplay coming out from the Orianna, not respecting the fact that, you saw Volibear, you saw Syndra coming into your lane, so a bit unfortunate that she wasn't able to recognize that that dive was coming. We do have this mountain rank coming up soon. This will be another team fight. All players will be up for this. So a big chance for the Crusaders to get one of those legendary team fights that they have and try and turn the tides in their favor.
Right, Leona has not been spotted, but is going to be escaping, the grasps of the vision just in case right now. There is that potential for them to actually turn this fight around, but it's looking very dire if that Aurelia is not there. Volibear does have TP coming up in about, 7 seconds here. Aurelia can TP if a fight kind of breaks out way earlier than it should be, but Echo might actually look to steal this again. He stole the earlier dragon, and this might be the second dragon. W proccing already. He's going to go over here. E will go for it, and he does steal it, and the ultimate instantly going back. His smite does, less damage than the actual Olaf. Olaf standing there, not in belief right now. He is pinging his smite. 12 seconds on that smite. I believe it was available here for them, but he just smited early, I guess. That is huge here. Olaf going down here, kind of giving, some pressure, trying to get this tier 1 bot lane, but at the same time, you are losing a tier 2 in the mid lane and the top lane.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate there for the Crusaders. Now Never Lose a Sit on that soul point, and if they're able to get that mountain soul, the ability for the Crusaders to I'll start trying to go for the engage, they're not able to, but the ability for the Crusaders to get some of these legendary picks that they need with that mountain soul gets astronomically harder just from that shield. It makes it a lot harder for any of these characters who are already need to spend a little bit of time on each champion to kill them. That time to kill gets a lot higher.
Right, speaking of time to kill here, QE will connect on both of them. Flash forward from that Alistar. Xayah not able to get any KP for this, but they will look to give it to her. Insta flash from that Leona will not give the double here, but huge catch from that Cinder who utilized the blast cone and was able to get 2 off. They did instantly delete that Vayne, but again, we're kind of drawing parallels to the last game here. It's not over till it's over, and you definitively win, because that Vayne still has the potential to come back from this.
Absolutely, especially with a champion like Vayne. If the enemy team chokes and isn't able to handle the mid to late game well, I mean, Vayne just finished her Borginsus. This is a very strong power spike for this champion. So if Never Lose doesn't play this well, there's always a chance for the Crusaders to get back into this. We can see, like I was talking about earlier in that fight, all it took to kill Vayne was that Syndra Q, Syndra E, and then R, and Vayne just didn't get to play the game because of it.
Right, and
So
we're looking at about 4,000 gold to the side of Syndra over Orianna. So, 4,000 gold is pretty much Rabadon's, and that's not a good sign at all for the Vayne. W forward with that Gromp, but I don't think that's going to be enough, and he is just going to be running instantly back to his spawn point. But yeah, this is not a good game. If you are this Vayne, you have an Echo who's really ahead right now. Luckily for you, he doesn't have Dark Harvest. He has the flat out Electrocute. But Syndra's 7-1. She has Morello. She has Ludens. They have a Volley as well who's going to be trying for you. And if you are, Vayne here, you are hoping to God that your whole team can peel for you, or otherwise, I think you just lose the fights.
Absolutely, and maybe looking to fight over here over this vision, but looking like Crusaders are going to give it up, respecting that Syndra's power. And it only gets worse for them as soon as Syndra backs. She's sitting on around 600 gold. She just needs a couple more waves to finish this Rabadon's, and then it might not even take any Qs from Syndra to take out this Vayne. She could maybe just press R flat and just kill her.
Leona actually might get caught out here. QE from that Syndra will connect to the Q as well from the Xayah, and paired with that Syndra ultimate will not kill her, as the Orianna did throw out the E. Did not really negate a lot of damage, but did its job. And it looks like Never Lose actually has their sights set on this Baron.
Yeah, and that's really all they need to get onto this Baron. This Leona's so low HP that, Aurelia's bot side they don't need much to start this Baron. They're so far ahead.
She does have TP available. They have just now spotted the Baron's health. Olaf does have ultimate available. Volibear looking to kind of zone everyone off. Oh my god, Ragnarok. Oh my god, it's going to be Xayah who secures it. The flash out from that Olaf. Aurelia going in the backside as well. Everyone's flashing over, trying to get in this fight. Shockwave will only connect on one person. That's the Alistar. Vayne is still alive. Vayne instantly gets deleted by that Xayah, who has a double kill now. Leona and Orianna forced to run away. Nice zone off from that volley. Everyone forced to flash into the pit, but unfortunately they will not get the pick that they wanted.
Yeah, for the Crusaders, it's honestly not that bad. You lost a couple people and they did end up getting Baron, but you were able to secure 2 kills back, especially on that split pusher. Makes it a lot harder for them to split push, so it's not as bad as it could have been. They negated a lot of the advantage they got very well. Now they just need to stall the game out and look to get this Vayne stronger, because that was one of the main reasons they were able to do well in that fight. That Vayne was able to just sit in that Baron pit and just auto attack away and ended up, almost killing that Alistar.
Cinder doing a good job too to kind of snowball her lead. She did clear her own top side, and now she's looking to clear, the SDC's blue side now. Now, will she actually get this Gromp? She did not get it earlier. She will with a nicely timed Q and W combo. Empowered back means that she can back in 3.5 seconds here. Leona is kind of looking to get some vision, but she is really squishy without that Zeke's available. Volley is here as well. Volley could go forward, but the Aurelia and the Olaf are there to back her up. And this is going to be Soul again, like you said. You do not want to have a Volibear getting Soul, because that means he's unkillable. You do not want to have, Echo getting Soul, unkillable. Same thing. Yes, you do have that Vayne. Yes, you do have health percentage. But at the same time, that Vayne is not really ahead right now. She has her 2-item power spike, but it's now just a means of peeling. Now, if Echo comes over and steals this again, this will be 3 dragons that Echo has stolen from the side of SDC. This is going to be a full 5v5. SDC clumped in the middle. They might actually look to get collapsed on here, or sorry, Olaf getting picked out here. Q from that Orianna will not connect on top of that volley. Okay, Ragnarok popped here. Q from that Cinder zoning them off. Olaf looking forward. W from the Echo also going forward here. They are looking to go in. Leona has gotten caught out here. They are actually going to be getting that nice pick. Zaya will instantly kill Leona. Now Aurelia is also down. That is huge for this team. Shockwave is not available right now for this Orianna. Orianna doing her best to run away from the volley. Meanwhile, Vayne is just kind of touching these side lanes, not really looking to give up this tier 2, but that is Soul now gone.
Yeah, and that's an unfortunate pickup there for Neverlose. Stardust Crusaders gets a lot harder for them to come back into this game with the Mountain Soul given over. Although, it was an unfortunate fight for them. They were not able to get into the nitty-gritty of the fight. Vayne was zoned off and wasn't able to join the fight. So, smart play from Neverlose there, seeing that the Vayne was split off from the team and engaging into the Crusaders because of it.
Oh, it does look like they will be committing 5 people for this tier 2, and they actually have their sights set on a second inhibitor. Echo is available, like he is kind of zoning them off here. And again, that was unfortunate for them because they did actually put themselves in the middle of, 2 buns, so to speak, and they did get collapsed on as they tried to run away here. But Zaya, E will connect on top of that. Leona is 50% health, so it's looking very dire if she does want to go in here. QE from Cinder will not connect.
Crusaders able to very barely clear off that wave, and what Neverlose wants to do now is they just want to synchronize these waves and get them pushing it at the same time, because you've got that open or destroyed inhibitor mid, I should say. Those super minions are going to be able to push in and pressure those Nexus turrets, and if you can crash that at the same time as your top or bottom wave, you're able to pick up those turrets basically for free, unless the Crusaders want to forfeit any kind of structure that they have.
Yeah, it does seem like we are going to be kind of on a cooldown period, though, definitely until, Elder spawns, until the next couple Barons spawn or so. So I do want to actually take this opportunity to just kind of, let everyone know that we are a little bit of ways away from affiliation. We are kind of looking at this point in ways to, get a prize pool established from the community, as well as maybe looking for people who want to sponsor the event. I myself will probably sponsor the event, but we will be announcing everything later on. But definitely, if you can, everything helps. Even a follow or 2, follow the channel to keep up with our next couple games. As it says on the screen, our next game is going to be It's Once versus the New Goose, and that is going to be tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern. And then our last game of week 2 is going to be Sunday at, I believe that says 10 p.m. Eastern as well. Insomnia versus Dejan's Army. And this week and last week are the only weeks with 1 game each, aside from, the bracket games. So next week we will be getting 2 games played from each team. So definitely, if you are the SDC here, not so much thinking that you already lost this, but moving forward, I think that you definitely need to work on, your collapses and just overall positioning, because it did feel like, for the most part, they were in these really awkward spots here, especially against some of these champions that can easily collapse on you.
Oh. Looking to catch Volibear potentially. Yeah,
Aurelia E will connect here, but that's going to be just be a base tower here, and they maybe bought Inhib, as Volibear is actually free pushing this top tower now. Now they are just forced at their Nexus towers. Vayne is moving really, really forward. Luckily, she does not get stunned from that Leona. And this is do or die right now. They're looking to end the game without an Elder or a Baron. Vayne ult has been popped instantly, you know, taken down to nothing. Oh my god, Protobelt will actually kill that Vayne as she walked forward. Huge 4-man on there. Rally Shockwave will connect on 4 people. Echo has ulted. Everyone on the side of Never Lose is still alive here. That is 2 left. Olaf is left to look at his base in ruins. Everyone is still alive. Echo even manages to escape with that nicely timed E. Olaf is dancing in the base, and this looks like it's going to be game here at 32 minutes rather. Never Lose has actually went 2-0, and they will join Team Henry Sucks in the first place tie for this week too.
Yeah, and unfortunate for Crusaders, they're not able to pull off the Vayne game, but still strong showing from them. They had a couple of mistakes, weren't able to get the team fights that they wanted, but they should be able to pick this back up in the rest of the round robin.
Yeah, unfortunate game indeed. Sorry, Streamlabs kind of lagging there. But we are going to get into our interviews in a bit here. Never Lose taking the victory over SDC. So SDC is going to be 1-1 in second place, and also in a tiebreaker of their own. And Never Lose will progress, you know, towards that 2-0. Definitely, you know, nothing solidified yet if you are kind of lower in the bracket. But it definitely doesn't hurt to get 3-0 and to have a lot of momentum going into those elimination games.
Absolutely, and I think now we have time to pull up the team Never Lose and get their thoughts on this game.
Yep.
Hey, that was the first one moved.
Hold on, guys. Don't leak any scrim things or anything like that. We are now
next
talking.
Game we're,
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We are talking now with. Hold on. I'm hearing a little feedback. We are talking now with the Never Lose team, the victors of today's game. You guys successfully have managed to, you know, keep up your reputation as never losing and have avoided another day of changing your name. How are you guys feeling after that nice fought-out victory?
We're feeling pretty great. I don't know how my teammates feel, but
it's pretty good. You know, I mean, this tournament's pretty easy. Not gonna lie.
Hey.
Yeah, we left Affiliates open too, hoping he would pick his one trick, but I guess he knew that he didn't want to hurt the win rate.
Oh damn, the callouts are real here. Who's the Echo?
Me.
How are you feeling after stealing, you know, not 1 but 2 objectives from the Olaf?
I mean, what can I say? Better jungler, right?
Better jungler. Anyone could have stole that.
Yeah,
but
I think you should ask the Olaf how he's feeling to be.
Yeah, ask the Olaf.
Stole dragons but can't smite Baron though.
Oh damn. Okay, well, wait, which one of you is not here?
Alistair.
Alistair. Yeah, he had to go.
Yeah, he's shy. You know, he doesn't want to be here.
Shy boy.
Cat's birthday.
Okay, sorry, I'm kind of looking at Twitch chat right now. You know, very nice victory. Did you guys come into this game with a certain, you know, mindset in place, or did you guys just kind of take this relaxed and we're hoping for the best?
We actually did do a decent amount of preparation for the pick and bans. But once we got in the game, I mean, we knew we would win, to be honest.
I want to remind Twitch chat as well, we have posted the straw poll link, so please do vote on the MVP of the game here. Anyone is available for sure. Just looking at the early game, you know, dominance, it feels like Syndra kind of carried that mid game for you guys. So did you guys look to play around that Syndra, or did that just kind of come naturally to you guys as well, of her just kind of snowballing and denying camps, especially in that blue side jungle?
I think it just came naturally because we know in this matchup there's a pretty big mid difference, and we got a favorable matchup. So,
do you guys feel like you guys are the best team in this tourney?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, what do you think? You've seen all the teams.
Well, I'm not sure because I'm biased as well, right? I'm in the tournament, but
Oh shoot.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
I feel Okay. I do have to ask you though, like things going forward, you know, especially in your next couple games because of how confident you guys are there any teams that are kind of scaring you guys right now, or do you guys feel like after this game it kind of solidifies you guys as the best of the best?
I think your team. Your team looks pretty good.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, yeah. Okay, saw right through me. No, I think Tanner's team was supposed to be our scariest, but in the end, top difference. It was a little too easy.
Nice. Okay, well, thank you guys for the interview, and good luck on your next week. Your next week games will be revealed on Sunday. And now we are going to be talking with the unfortunate, losers of today's match and our final match of today. So don't worry, this is not a triple header for today. We are going to be moving in, from Nine's team, SDC, the Stardust Crusaders. Guys, tough game here. What are your initial thoughts just kind of getting out of that?
Their mid just carried, honestly. Like literally, okay. We could have won that game if we didn't just we threw a few times. There's a few times where like the third or fourth dragon fight, right? Where there was the Zaya and the Alistar on one side, and the rest of the team was on the other side. We were too indecisive. We just couldn't pick one side to collapse on, and we had no real engage. Like, look at our comp. I mean, Olaf, you can call engage, and Leona, you can call engage, but it doesn't have that long range. Like, if we had what we wanted, we would be able to close that gap a lot easier. And honestly, in draft, it was also we weren't expecting a Volibear pick.
Okay, so I was just actually about to ask you that. You did see that Echo kind of first picked. So were you guys thinking that was maybe a mid Echo with this Orianna pick?
Oh,
or...
absolutely not. No, we were trying to we wanted to get. Optimally, we got Echo Ori, but I was like, okay, their first pick, they'll probably know that we want our Echo and Ori, so they're gonna grab one of them and they grabbed Echo.
Well, was that Vayne pick? We were just kind of talking with Never Lose, and they were fully expecting you to play Aphelios. They actually said that they left it open for you to play, quote, your one trick. So were you kind of looking to play Vayne from the beginning, or did it just kind of come to a point where you saw the Volibear pick, you saw the Alistar pick, and there was really no other choice?
Yeah, pretty much. ADC is a useless role. I almost brought out the Trinity Force Ash, but I didn't really see the point when they have so much self peel, and what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Ult the Zaya, who's just gonna press R? Am I gonna ult the Volibear, who's just not gonna die? Am I gonna ult the Echo, who can just roll away or ult out of it? Like, that's why I couldn't. I actually would have gotten that, but it would have been pretty useless considering we really can't get comps. I mean, these guys, they make so many mistakes that they really draft their comp around making mistakes so they can be safe. Like, that's just how it is. I don't make the rules, dude.
If I hear that you're very passionate about, this particular game. So thinking about your, being passionate. No, I'm not trying to meme or flame, but thinking about, how passionate you are and stuff like that. When you guys kind of do go over, either the VOD or just kind of go over, overall your game sense and the playmaking that you guys wanted to get done. Are there any things that kind of stand out that you guys weren't really able to get done this game? Or, you kind of just touched upon it briefly with saying that Zaya was just kind of getting peeled up the ass. And she was basically able to, ult away from basically kind of every single attempt that you guys wanted to throw at her. But definitely, did you guys come into a mindset of, let's focus this lane, let's snowball it out like this, or things like that?
That was the issue. We wanted to snowball out top usually. I mean, obviously, our top laner is insanely good. So we want to, he's usually...
Yeah, they oriented a lot of bans towards the top lane, actually. They banned out, I believe, the Kled. You guys banned the set as, a response to that, and yeah, you said earlier that you guys weren't really expecting that volley. Now, because that was an Alistar last pick, were you guys expecting a volley support possibly, or
no? We were fully anticipating Leona support because they banned
Nautilus,
Morg and Thresh, which are both counters to Leona, and we got rid of Nautilus, which left open really only Leona with those two bans, which showed that they wanted Leona, so we just grabbed it.
Okay.
In hindsight, that might have not been the move considering how we planned to play lane. But it did give us that engage that we needed, but we really never got it off.
Now, I'm kind of curious to know, what are some things that you guys will be working on without, giving away too much for the other teams? What are some basic things that you guys definitely do want to work on moving forward and into your next 2 games next week?
We really haven't been playing that much.
Together, as 5 or... played it all. Okay.
We're also extremely one-dimensional. We run the same comp every game.
Wait, we played 2 games next week?
Yeah, you played 2.
Yeah. But since I've been sick, I hadn't played in 17 days, and I started playing again recently, and I haven't been playing, seriously, I'm playing normal brawl, and so we're all just a lot of us are getting still shaking the rust off,
right,
and just trying to get back into the tournament mentality, I guess. So we're trying to also figure out we're taking this, I guess, seeding part. It really doesn't matter because of how random it is. So
Right. Yeah.
games
I feel
honestly
like that's a
don't matter.
lot of a lot of teams are kind of giving it that perspective where it's like it's whatever because as long as we don't go it was previously thought to be 0-3 but now we're finding out 0-4 but as long as you don't go 0-4 you're pretty much locked in for seeding and playoffs and brackets in general.
Yeah, like
but still like these games are important and I feel like
Tanner's no fucking Jirill's really gonna win it.
Well, I just wanted to when we were doing, we kind of wanted to test out our stuff in these games before like see what would work in the actual tournament environment. That's why like we drafted the Aurelia, and like that's why I drafted the Vayne. We're trying out like a bunch of whole new stuff.
now in terms of like did you guys scrim? I thought you guys scrimmed a little bit.
We scrimmed like twice.
And did the scrim results kind of
only.
now did your scrim results kind of reflect in this game or
I mean, well, when we scrimmed this team and we won one, lost two. We won the first game, trolled the second, and then we actually tried the third and lost. I'll be real, we tried. But that's so. This team is not like unbeatable. It's honestly we just have to draft the game plan around them, and I have not prepared at all for them. Like last season, I actually like I had more time to prepare. Like I prepared for the game against Good Day. I prepared for like an hour for that. Like an hour, I figured out hour and a half. Figured out draft. I figured out how their jungler likes to play, where he's gonna be, when, where I need to get vision, like stuff like that. And I haven't done that at all for this team. I mean, I might end up doing it later because honestly, their jungler is pretty good. Their mid lane is also pretty good. Their tops and enter.
Okay.
Their EDC. I like Code. I'm not gonna say anything about Code, and I don't know who their support is, but he plays Alistar, so he's bad.
Okay, I do want to ask, mid and jungle some questions here. Mid, how were you feeling about that double where they kind of dove you? Like, what was the, initial reaction right after that play committed? Is he here? Is your mid laner here?
Ace?
My mic was muted. I'm sorry.
How are you feeling after that double? Because it actually does look like that was your only 2 kills of the game, so...
Yeah, I didn't do anything. They didn't. I didn't do anything there. That tower did most damage. So.
Okay, I know like a lot of people in this tourney are calling this never lose team the next Good Day, the next RV2. Do you guys kind of find solace in those sentiments? Do you guys agree with that or?
No, RV2 is like actually good. This team is just like they're like solo queue players.
Oh, Tanner, very passionate, throwing a lot of shots.
Yes, dude.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong. Like, they're just solo queue players. Like, that's what they are. I mean, that's.
I thought it was a fun and competitive game.
that guy's trying to save face. Okay.
Okay, but when you put never lose in your name, like you gotta expect like like you're gonna lose, and we're gonna win. And that's just how it's going to be.
Do you think? Yeah, I was actually just about to ask you. Do you think that results are going to be? And I'm sure that those guys are going to say that no, results are going to be the same because we have this play set. We already know what they're going to do, things like that. But do you guys see it going differently in your next matchup if you guys actually do get placed into the same bracket?
If we get placed in the same bracket, I'm looking forward to it. Like I want that to happen. Like keep the storyline going. I'm trying to kind of be an ass to keep a storyline, but also. Tickle. Me and Tickle got some beef, dude.
Who is Tickle?
Their top laner?
True. Oh, okay.
Me and Tickle got some beef, dude.
No, I just don't recognize the name compared to the in-game name. But good game all around. Olaf, I do want to ask you, how did you feel when he stole 2 objectives from you?
Well, to be honest, I was gonna pick Echo, and when Echo goes for a WE, we can't do much. So, yeah, I guess he just beat me.
We should have just gotten off it. Realistically, we should have waited for him to E over, and then he's gonna be like, "I'm gonna press the F key."
Because the WE really can't do much.
And I do want to say it right now because I'm kind of curious on what the thoughts are for Tanner. The Syndra was actually voted the MVP earlier. You did say like the Syndra snowballed the game, was pretty much their primary carry. Going into that matchup, did you guys expect to win that 2v2, or was it just an unfortunate series of events that you guys could barely get any ganks?
Well, win 2v2 is different than for Vayne specifically. Winning 2v2 is just like having 2v2 go even.
Right.
And we were even at CS for most of it. So, and I at the beginning of the game, I was actually winning the lane super hard. I had the wave frozen at my tower for like a couple minutes, and then something, I think it was a dragon fight happened, and then it fucked my wave. and then I don't think I ever got to freeze it again.
Yeah, the
Nice
Syndra
chair,
got a
Tanner.
triple off of that. Off of that dragon
was-
fight.
that was just like-
I
I-
do want to ask, you guys did have a lot of awkward positions. Was that intentional? Where you guys kind of just
No.
kept on getting sandwiched, or?
That was just like indecisiveness.
Uh-huh.
That was me trying to say stuff, and then somebody else saying something, and then a few people would listen to me, and then a few people would listen to somebody else. It was
Right.
just kind of like I guess lack of belief. Or
So you
just,
could
like,
say that shot calling is definitely something that you guys want to work on moving forward.
Yes, sir.
shot calling has always been kind of an issue. Either my shot calling is really good or my shot calling is really bad. It's one of the two. And sometimes at the beginning of last season, for example, like in scrims, they didn't really have as much faith in me. They didn't really trust me that much. So they didn't listen to all my calls. Like they wouldn't, like, and my calls would never get challenged. They just wouldn't do it. But now they're starting to challenge my calls. And I mean, I respect that. But also, like, it ends up in these scenarios where we're just doing nothing. Like, right? Like, we're just doing nothing, getting hit, and just taking damage. And I'm trying to win, and I can't go in. I'm playing ADC, dude. What am I gonna do? I tried to engage on the Syndra, but nobody else was on the Syndra. Like, I ult queued on the Syndra, and then I'm pretty sure I just died. Like, I was like, dude, it's a free pick. Let's go. And then I died.
The third dragon, Tanner was like split by the blue, and we had like 3 guys on the other side of the wall. Half of us were saying jump in the bot lane, the other half were saying we were gonna jump on the other 3.
Yeah.
And then we just got sandwiched that way, and I think that's pretty bad. Bad, not good.
That was like the main example of what it was like really bad.
Okay, well, tough game for you guys. It seemed like it was, pretty one-sided post that dragon for sure, but I'm pretty sure you guys will iron out your mistakes for next game. So GG to you guys, and GG, big GGs to Never Lose, who will be going, to that first place going into week 3, which will be another 2 games. And if they are able to, stretch that Never Lose slogan out and get 4-0, they will actually be first place going into it. So that is a very, very good, vantage point for them. But that is going to be concluding the interview. I know I'm kind of looking at chat right now and they're asking if loser interviews go that long. No, it's just Tanner was very passionate, and who's not to be passionate. But don't worry about the schedule. The schedule will be revealed for any teams that are kind of curious on their matchups on this Sunday in the morning. So definitely do check on that. Please remember to follow the channel if you haven't already. The final, results of today's matches are 1-0 towards Henry Sucks over ItzyBitzySpiders. So they are tied for first place. So they are 2-0. ItzyBitzySpiders 1-1 tied for second place with postponed. And now from this current match, Never Lose 2-0 tied for first place, and unfortunately Stardust Crusaders falling to second place tie as well. But that's going to be it for me. Stu, do you have anything you want to say?
No, just want to remind people to, just follow again. We will be coming out with most likely soon a donation pool for people who want to crowdfund the prize pool for this tournament. Right now, we're looking at contributing from people who are in the tournament. We would like to get a little bit of money from externally, so if you're interested, be on the lookout for that. Other than that, just make sure to follow the stream. We're close to getting that affiliate from that, so we can maybe get a little bit of cash from, that Twitch Prime, and feed that into the prize pool as well.
Right. And with that, we are going to, sign off of this double header for tonight. Tomorrow's game, just to kind of recap, is going to be, I believe it's, let me just quickly check here. That's going to be, It's Once versus the Nugus, and that is going to be 10 p.m. Eastern, so definitely do watch that. And then the final game of week 2 is Insomnia versus Dejan's Army Sunday at 10 p.m. But with that all aside, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on Saturday.